we look forward to a great game tonight. And good luck to the Wolves, and we'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ken.
All right, Coach Glenn Davis in our pregame interview with the coach here. And again, Kylie's kind of reiterating what we talked about. So we've got to make them more one-dimensional, take the run away. But as he mentioned, this is an extremely balanced football team. They take what you give them, and I guess it's kind of pick your poison.
It sure is. I mean, look at their stats here just a second ago. They have 844 rushing yards and 997 passing yards. I mean, they've in just 4 games, they're averaging well over 400 yards a game, and they're not giving up hardly at all. They're giving up less than 170 yards total offense for their opponents in the first 4 games they played.
So Gulf Coast and Colin, a key South Mississippi matchup. You've got the standings there, I believe, and the schedule for this evening. Let's kind of look and see how things are stacking up going into the night tonight.
Just look at the South Division. East Central is sitting at the top right now. They're 2-0 in the South Division. They're sitting 3-1 overall, 4 games of the season. And then you have Mississippi Gulf Coast and Colin are both 1-0. So that's why this game here is so important. Everyone else in the South has a loss. You got Hines sitting 1-1. Jones sitting 1-1, and then Pearl River and Southwest are both 0-2 in the South. So right now, that's why this game means so much. If you're able to get a win tonight, you're sitting in first place with East Central, with the game next week really having a lot of importance for both teams.
Of course, East Central out of the South tonight. They've got the East Mississippi, I believe, tonight.
They do. They play East Mississippi, and that's why they've already played 2 South Division games. We've already played all of our northern opponents. We played Holmes, Northeast, and Northwest already in 3 of our first 4 games. Looking at the North, it looks like you got 3 teams right there. You got East Mississippi sitting 2-0, Northwest at 1-0, and Holmes at 1-0 at the North, and Northeast is 1-1, and Itawamba is 1-1. Coahoma and Delta both 0-2. So more than likely, if you look at the North, I'm thinking that East Mississippi and Northwest, once again, whoever wins that game is probably going to win the Northern Division.
Pretty much like last year as far as that north side.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, this year may be a little different. I think Northwest's defense is going to give East Mississippi a lot of problems this year when they play each other.
As far as our situation here, the Colin Wolves coming out wearing their gray jerseys with white numerals and gray pants and the silver helmets. That's for those of you on radio. And across the way, the Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs wearing kind of a gold-colored helmet, white uniforms with kind of those blue-gold numerals and kind of gray pants, their road uniform. Interesting, across the field there as we're looking into the sun somewhat, but the Mississippi Gulf Coast Band is here. And to kind of give you an idea of the size of the band, if you're not watching it on the video stream from Colin, that band takes up almost half of the visitor side here at Stone Stadium. So a large contingent of band members from Gulf Coast, and they, along with Colin, will be presenting a great halftime show. So if you're kind of looking for something to do tonight, well, head on to Weston to Stone Stadium, enjoy this football game, and what's going to be an outstanding halftime performance here at Military Appreciation Night at Copiah-Lincoln Community College.
Looks like we got our captains out tonight. Looks like it's going to be number 23, Jalen Ware, number 48, Demetrius Swilly, number 47, Trent Tyre, and number 88, Bo Brooks going out for the coin toss right now. See if I can get the far side for the Gulf Coast. Looks like number 76, I believe that is going to be that's Hayden Burton. Looks like number 2 as well. That's going to be Jackson Orr. And then you have number 94 and 25. Actually, here's the thing about it. That's not Jackson Orr. They have 2 players with the same number. That's actually going to be Tim Stewart. And then they have, I believe that's number 94 and 29. 94 is going to be Tylen Jones, and 29 is going to be Shelvin Hudson. So we got to make sure, look at this roster, we got to make sure we don't get the wrong player looking at the Gulf Coast players, because they got some guys wearing the same numbers.
We got 4 players with the same numbers, and again, one on offense and one on defense. And obviously, can't have the same number on both offense or defense. So.
Then again, when you only got 60 players on the team, I really don't see the use in that.
Right, yeah. Toss of the coin coming up. We'll hold it right here to see who's going to get the opportunity to make that decision on whether or not to receive or to defer their option to the second half. Most teams obviously will defer because they'd like to get that first half possession to begin the second half. Quick salute to the Lawrence County JROTC. They were the honor guard here tonight for the national anthem and the presentation of the colors and the playing of taps during that a very moving tribute to the veterans here, Veterans Appreciation Night at Colin. Looking ahead a few weeks, of course, East Central here at home next week. Then we go to Hines the following week on the August the 10th, I believe that date is. Then back here on the 19th, Saturday the 19th is homecoming. So go ahead and make that a circle on your calendar to come and enjoy all the homecoming activities here at Colan on October the 19th.
It's hard to believe we're almost essentially at the halfway point. The start of this game, between now and the end of the game, will be beyond the halfway point of the season. It seems like it just started yesterday.
Gulf Coast coming in with wins over Holmes, Coahoma, Jones, and also a big win, as we said last week, over Jones, 20-14. Colan with victories over Holmes and Pearl River.
Let's see who won the toss right here. I think Colan.
Now it looks like Gulf Coast
won the toss, elected to defer.
So Colan will defer and will kick off to Gulf Coast right here.
Shake hands and have a great ball game.
So we get ready to play some football as we're just minutes away from the kickoff here. And if you're Colan, you want to establish yourself on defense, force them to punt. You don't want to try to give up anything negative. You don't want to have any problems. You don't want to give them any easy type of big plays to go up early. You want to be the one that gets the stop first and then goes down and scores.
So Colan has won the toss. They were elected to defer their option, as most teams do, to the second half. So it's Gulf Coast and Colan, both undefeated in the South Division. Gulf Coast, number 4 in the country, coming to the ball game tonight. Colan, number 11. Let's take a 60-second break right now. We'll take 60 seconds. We'll come back with the opening kickoff right after this on the Colan Network.
You're more than a patient at KDMC. You're family, worthy of kindness, compassion, and respect. King's Daughters Medical Center, caring for our community like no one else can.
It's the time of year we all give thanks. And at Toyota of Brookhaven, we want to thank our customers for voting us Business of the Year in the 2018 Reader's Choice Best of the Best Awards. For the 3rd year in a row, we were honored to win more categories than any business in our area. You voted us Business of the Year, Best New Car Dealership, Best Pre-Owned Dealership, Best Service Department, and many more. So come see what makes us the best and visit us on site, Exit 40 in Brookhaven, or online at ToyotaBrookhaven.com. Great service, great savings. At Toyota of Brookhaven, we deliver. It's the time of year.
Again, Colan won the toss, elected to defer their option to the second half, so the Wolves will be kicking off to the Bulldogs. Colan will be defending the goal off to our left. That's the south end zone, so when Colan has the ball, they'll move left or right toward the north end zone on the offense.
Bryce Lofton will be kicking off for Colan, and if the depth charts hold right for Gulf Coast, they'll be sending Austin Bolton and Dimitri Hester back to return the kick for them as the Bulldogs head out to the field, and I believe that is both Hester and Bolton heading back to return the kick. Actually, it looks like it's going to be a number 34 for Gulf Coast. That's going to be back. Check that number. I believe it's 31, David Carter.
David Carter on Ocean Springs, 6'2", 180. Here's a kickoff, and it's going to go out of bounds, and Colan will give the ball to the Bulldogs at their own 35-yard line.
Remember in the pregame, Coach Davis was talking about getting the kicks right, and I just not sure if that's what he wanted right there to start the game. Out-of-bounds kick, giving them the ball at the 35-yard line. This is a Gulf Coast offense we talked about is extremely talented moving the ball, and they're going to get good field position to start the game as Chance Lovertich, the sophomore quarterback from Jackson Prep from Brandon, Mississippi, leads the Bulldogs out on the field. Lovertich has passed for 997 yards, so about 249 yards a game to start the season, and he's going to have, looks like, number 8 in the backfield with him, Omni Wells.
So Omni Wells to one side. Looks like that might be Bolton to the other side. Set up, we got a pistol set, quick and a quick out. It's going to be to Wells. Wells turns the corner, 35-40, gets it out to about the 43, about an 8-yard pickup real quick there. That's not going to be Wells. That's actually Malik Gray.
Okay, also on the tackle right there, it looked like it was going to be Kalen Kennedy along with Jalen Ware. Came over from the safety spot. They're going to pick up 6 yards right there, so 2nd and 4.
So Wells to the right side of Lovertich on a 2nd down and 3. In motion, man left to right. Give to Wells. He's in trouble in the backfield. He's going to be run out of bounds for a loss back at the 36. That'll be a loss of about 6 yards in the play. That'll bring up a third down long. Now, that's kind of the situation Colin wants to get Gulf Coast in. Third and long after the right side of that defensive line for Colin broke through and knocked Wells down for a big loss back in the 37.
That was a William Holmes from his defensive tackle spot right there. Was able to get him and kind of hem him up.
Lovertich under pressure, fires it out here. It's going to be incomplete. And Colin will force a punting situation here as Caden Davis will come on to do the honors for Mississippi Gulf Coast. He's averaging right at 35 yards a kick.
Let's see, I believe that's going to be Condarius Taylor, number 12, back to return the punt here for Colin. Condarius has been banged up a little bit to start the season, but he played last week, caught a couple balls, and he looks good to go. But good job right there by the Colin defense. After the pass play on first down, they had a big 5-yard loss and then stopped them on third down. So let's see what Colin can do here with this punt return.
Davis awaits the snap back. Kick is on the way. It's going to hit and take a Gulf Coast roll inside the 25, and that's going to go down to the 17. So Colin goes on offense, first down to 10 at their own 17. That's the fourth kick of the year that Davis has put inside the 20.
So Colin's going to be led on the field by the sophomore quarterback, Kentucky transfer Danny Clark out of Columbus, Ohio. Danny is 60 for 126 on the season, 997 yards and 8 touchdowns. And he is going to be flanked beside him, looks like J.J. Jernigan.
So Jernigan, who's got the starting line, he and Allen, of course, will alternate every other series as they have been all year. So Jernigan will be lining up to the right side, actually left side of Clark. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Colin. Clark takes it, has some time now, looking, throws it out right side. It's going to be a little bit short. Look for Antoine Robinson up at the 28, incomplete pass. Robinson coming into the ball game, the number 1 receiver in the state as far as average per ball game, averaging 103 yards in receiving per ball game.
And this Gulf Coast defense has got a lot of big size as well. They got a Florida State transfer who is played at Florida State last year. He's currently committed to Mississippi State. 6'6", 250-pound defensive end, Trey Lawson. He was bringing a little pressure right there. They also have a young man who signed with Florida, and he's playing safety for them, and DeJuan Black, a 6'4", 215-pound safety. So they got some very talented, very quick, very athletic guys on their defense, and they haven't given up hardly any yards on the year against offenses.
Second down and 10 from the Colin 17. No score, 13:52 left in the first, just getting underway here at Stone Stadium. Clark hands it off left side, nothing there. In fact, we may lose a yard. Jernigan got hit before he got to the line of scrimmage, and he goes down. And they'll put it right on the line of scrimmage, third down. In fact, they'll lose that yard.
Looks like DeMond Harris, the big defensive tackle from New Orleans, Edna Carr High School, with the stop right there. As Jernigan stopped for just about no gain. I think there's just a little bit of loss.
Maybe a half a yard. We'll call it third down, about 10 and a half to go here. Ball just shy of the 17 in Colin territory.
Clark's going to be back in shotgun alongside with Jernigan with 2 trips receivers to the right.
Clark to throw, looking to the right side. Here comes some pressure. Clark is going to be hit. He throws it, gets a completion, and that's going to get close. In fact, we may have the first down.
But I think we got a flag on the far side. It's going to be holding on Colin, I believe.
Clark got away from a tackler, somebody holding on to him, got the ball away to the far left side, and pulling that ball down. Looks like that's going to be Taylor. But
about the 11-yard line, right in the place of holding, and I believe that's going to be the call.
That would have been a first down for Colin, but that's going to be wiped out by the penalty, it looks like.
And that's going to be about half the distance, so that's going to make this one about 3rd and 17. Let's see what the officials call. They're starting to move back a little.
Still no call from the guy in the white.
Foul. Face mask on the defense.
On the defense.
15
Face
yards
mask
from
on
the
the
previous
defense,
spot,
actually.
automatic first down.
So Colin gets a break.
I need to make sure that they go against me every time. So Colin does catch a break right there. Automatic first downs. They move the ball up to the 32-yard line. And Colin picks up a first down by a penalty.
But going back to that last play, Clark doing a good job maintaining his feet as he had people hanging on with him, able to get the ball off to Taylor. They got close to the first down, but the face mask does give us the first down at 10. I'll put the ball out here at about the 31, just over the 31-yard line. First and 10, Colin. pistol set. Jernigan in the pistol in behind Clark. 3 receivers to the right. They'll give it to Jernigan, trying to go left side, hit, dive, broke a tackle, got maybe a yard. That ball actually was set down at about the 28. He gets up to close to the 30, give him maybe a yard on the play. Brings up a second down. We'll call it about 8 to go here. Ball right at the 30-yard line.
Looks like we got an injury on the field, too. I believe that maybe the tight end, Trent Tyre, who got rolled up on a little bit right there.
12:35 left in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. Colin won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. First offensive series for Gulf Coast. They pick up 7 on the first pass play. Then Colin drops their running back for a loss and makes them go in a 3rd and long situation. Hole there and to force a punt. And Colin benefits from a face mask penalty to get a first down after starting at their own 17 on this drive.
Looks like Tyre's up now. He's being helped off the field. Looks like it may be an ankle injury, the way they're kind of carrying him off right there.
So it's not going to be a good situation. Tyre, outstanding blocker, and also a guy that perhaps we may need to start targeting more. He's really a sure-handed receiver as well as he's being helped off the football field.
He looks like he's in some pretty intense pain too as he's walking off the field. So his return, not very likely the way things are looking. But they're going to evaluate on the sideline. The staff will check him out, and hopefully everything will be okay. But he's walking off on his own power right there with a little help.
Tavius Jones will come on in place of Tyre. Played at Jackson Academy.
And right now it's going to be a second down at about 12 as Jernigan lost 2 yards on that play. So this Gulf Coast defensive line is extremely talented against the run.
4-man front for the Bulldogs. Jernigan to the right side of Clark. Double outs left and right. Clark will take it, wants to throw. Here comes the pressure, fires it out left side. It's going to be caught out of bounds across the 35 out to about the 37. It's where they'll put the ball down.
That's going to be number 10, Eric Rogers, with the catch right there on the far side. And that's going to pick back the 2 yards they lost and then about another 5. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 here. I call it 3rd and 4 for Colin. I think it's closer to 3rd and 5.
So 3rd down 5 here for Colin. Put the ball at the Colin 36.
Big play here for the Wolves if they want to keep the drive going. They're showing blitz.
Clark hands it off left side to Jernigan, and he will be stopped after maybe a yard. Got it out to about the 38. So Colin's got to get to just close to the 42.
And it's going to bring up 4th and 3. So about 2-yard gain right there on the play by Colin. It looks like they're going to get the punt team ready, and got to be careful. Last week we were unable to land a good punt, and they were able to return it. Actually, that last carry, Drexlin Allen was the ball carrier there. He came in for Jernigan. As Colin sends back Bryce Lofton, and it looks like Gulf Coast is going to have number 4, Demetri Hester, young man out of Glades Central and Belle Glades, Florida.
Lofton kicks it. It's a pretty good kick high, but it'll hit around the 30, take a backwards bounce and down by Colin on the Gulf Coast 31. So Gulf Coast gets it at their own 31 after the two teams exchange punts here to get things going. 11-11 left in the first quarter. No score at Military Appreciation Night at Stone Stadium. Colin back here next week against East Central. East Central taking on East Mississippi tonight.
And we'll try to get score updates throughout the night. I haven't checked yet, but I'm going to be looking at score updates throughout the night as we go through this game. Hines up 24-0 over Pearl River already.
Lovertich, the quarterback in the shotgun set. 2 receivers left and right. Got a hand at right side. Couple of yards off the right side as banging over the right side. Looks like that was Hales Barlow. Maybe double check that number on that run.
I believe that's 22 on the run right there.
That's going to be actually Sean Anderson. So Sean Anderson picks up a couple of yards. 2nd down at 8 from the 33 in Gulf Coast territory.
Jalen Bedell with a stop there, big defensive lineman out of Greenwood, Mississippi.
Lovertich throws it out. It's going to be knocked away. Nice play by the defensive side over there by Colin.
Looked like Brinkley right there, Keyshawn Brinkley, big defensive end, got his
a
palm
hand up there, knocked that ball away.
And here we are again, 3rd and long for Gulf Coast.
3rd down and 8 from the Gulf Coast 33.
Colin's defense stepped up last time. Let's see what they can do right here.
Double outs to the left side, 1 to the right side. Ball on the far hash. Lovertich to throw. Looking. Here comes some pressure. Sets up, fires it up the field. It's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
They're going to call it complete at the 50-yard line.
Okay, kind of a shaded there across the field, but they do say he made a diving catch.
Marquise Bridges with the catch right there, right across midfield, and that's going to pick up about 18 yards. And Gulf Coast, with their first down of the ball game, crosses midfield.
Bridges listed as Brookhaven as hometown, but played at Petal. Quick out's going to be incomplete.
So that's caught
on the far side. Caught over there by, that's going to be Hester.
Short gains, going to pick up about 1 yard, maybe 2 right there to Hester. So they're in kind of a little hurry-up kind of offense, Gulf Coast is. They're going to bring in a fullback this time, kind of a H-back there, as they have one running back behind Levertich in the shotgun. They've kind of slowed things down a little bit now as they were trying to hurry last time.
It looks like it's Anderson in the pistol set. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Levertich has time, fires it down the field, wide open and caught at the 10 to the 5, and there's going to be a touchdown for Gulf Coast. Somebody lost their man, and making an easy touchdown is going to be Bridges, Marquise Bridges. 47-yard touchdown pass from Levertich to Bridges. That's Levertich's 11th touchdown pass of the year.
And that was just wide open right there, just pitch and catch, and Coen defense fell asleep right there. They're going to have to play a little bit better, and now they're going to have to play from behind again, and that was tough last week.
Here comes their New York Life Insurance agents, Dwayne Allred, Kelly Allred, extra point attempt. Davis nails it through. It is good. We have a break in the action. 9:32 left in the first quarter. It is Gulf Coast 7 and Colin nothing. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Colin Wolves football. We'll continue after this on the Colin Network.
Big business, small business. Our Business Banking Solutions package offers tools and support to help streamline your payroll processing, check deposits, and so much more. We even offer business mobile banking app for iPhone or Android. Ask your banker today about our business solution package.
Well, Marquise Bridges, the young man who has Brookhaven as his hometown, played at Petal High School, got behind the Colin defense. Levertich lofts it right there, a perfect strike to a wide open receiver. They score the touchdown, extra point good. That caps off about a 68-yard drive for the Bulldogs, and they take the early lead 7-0 over Colin.
We got a bunch of games in action in the first quarter. The only score right now other than our game is Hines 31, Pearl River 0 in the second quarter. They started that one at 6 o'clock, so Pearl River kind of in a tough go of it right now.
Davis's kick is fielded at the 7, out to the 10, to the 15, and to 20, 25, and fighting ahead on a hard run back out to about the 30 on the return for Colin.
And he's down right now.
And he is obviously in some pain there.
He's holding his knee. I can't see the young man.
Again, the Colin wearing from our viewpoint there, these blue numbers kind of blend into these dark gray, almost black jerseys that Colin is wearing. We'll check and see who this injured player is as soon as we can get verification.
See the replay right here. It looks like he got hit low right there. It looks like maybe number 12, maybe Condarius Taylor. Condarius Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor missed one game due to an injury earlier.
It looks like it's his ankle right there.
Yeah, while we have an injury break, let's take a timeout right now. 9:23 left in the first quarter. Gulf Coast 7, Colin nothing. We'll take 30 seconds down the line. And Colin football will continue after this on the Colin Network.
Visit www.colinathletics.com/watch.
Do you have a Bank of Franklin student account? No minimum opening balance and no service charge. Online banking and an app are available to check your balances. Take 2 points of ID and your Colin ID to Bank of Franklin in Brookhaven and get started today. Bank of Franklin, real people, real answers, real community bank. Bank of Franklin got you today. Let's have that.
Well, that is Contarius Taylor being helped off the field, and Kyle, obviously, he is in pain. You can see him grimacing as we watch our video shot here. And you can watch the action at colanathletics.com. Video production presented by the Technology and Electronics Department here at Colin.
Looks like we already have Trent Tyre going to the locker room to get checked out. He's on the cart right there. So
That's
two Colin
true.
offensive players already down.
There's Allen. Allen dances across the 30, keeps his feet out close to the 33, about a 3-yard pickup. Brings up a 2nd and 7 now for Colin.
Colin's going to try to have to get something going here after falling behind. I mean, they had a 3rd down and long, and Lovertich was able to find Bridges at midfield, and then again the strike for a touchdown on 2nd down and about 8. It looks like Colin's got another player coming off a little slowly, offensive lineman. I believe that's Devin Salter.
So Clark with Taylor out and Tyre out, now the offensive lineman out. Clark will take it. Gives it to Allen. Allen's going to get to the 36, and that'll be about his. He is going to be surrounded and tackle there at the 36.
Drexel Allen, a freshman running back from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, 5'10", 190-pounder.
Malik Jones, the defensive back out of Grenada, makes a tackle for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 4 right now. So you got some different options. You got some different things you can run right here. You can throw a short pass. You can run the ball. You might could try to take a deep shot on Malik Heath one-on-one as they jump off sides, and we're going to get a 1st down.
Leaping across the line of scrimmage was Navantique Strong.
On the defense, number 8.
Middle
5-yard
linebacker
penalty.
was ready to go. Big
Strong trying to anticipate the snap, blitzing, and blitzed a little bit too quick there. Got across the line before the ball was snapped. So Colin gets another break and a penalty, getting a 1st down. 8:14 left in the first quarter, 7-0 Gulf Coast.
Colin needs to try to get things going offensively if we can see if we can get a pass completion here between Danny Clark and one of his receivers.
Clark will take it. Now he wants to throw, comes right side, is caught, and pulled down to the 44 is going to be Malik Heath.
He's
for
going
a short gain, about 3 or 4 yards in the play. Give him right at 4. So 2nd down at 6, the ball just at the 45-yard line in Wolves territory.
Malik's a Mississippi State commitment, big receiver, rated one of the top junior college receivers in the nation. 6'2", 215 out of Jackson Callaway. It's his first catch of the ball game. He is a deep threat anytime he's on the field.
Double outs to the far side, single out to this side, ball on the near hash. Clark takes it, drops back in the pocket, throws out right side. It's going to be incomplete out at midfield.
That was intended for Eric Rogers, number 10.
So Rogers couldn't quite come up with it at midfield. So now then 3rd down, and once again about 6 to go here for the Wolves at their own 45-yard line.
Slow-moving first quarter as we got 7:22 to go. If you're just now joining us, Gulf Coast has taken an early 7-0 lead as Colin is trying to drive the ball downfield. 3rd down and 6 from the 45-yard line.
Once again, Allen lines up to the left side of Clark. He'll have double outs to the right side, double outs left side. Ball on the near hash. Wide side of the field is to Clark's left. Clark takes it, rolls to his left. Here comes pressure, comes back right. Almost caught at the 48. Heath can't quite come up with it at the 48. Defensively there was Darius Perkins for the Bulldogs.
Big number 1. That's a big defensive back there at 6'2", 190 pounds. He's out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi as well. So he's a high school teammate of Drexel Allen. And that's going to bring up a second punting situation in the ball game for the punter, Bryce Lofton.
That looks like Perkins drifting back to receive this punt off the foot of Bryce Lofton.
Lofton's first punt, only about 33 yards. Let's see if we can get a little bit more airtime on this one.
High kick, but not real deep. End over end hits and goes out of bounds on the Bulldog 33. 1st down and 10 for Gulf Coast on their own 33.
Not a good punt at all right there. Only about a 15-yard punt. Not what you want ever. Actually about 20 yards right there. 20-yard punt.
Put it at the 35-yard line. 1st down 10. Bulldogs at the 35.
As Gulf Coast is winning the field position game right here, they pinned us inside the 20 with their punt, and we've had 2 kind of subpar punts. So one of the things Coach talked about pregame was kicking, and we kicked one out of bounds to start the game and had 2 punts that were not very high on the hang time, and they've kind of set up Gulf Coast with good field position every time they've gotten the ball.
Lovertich in the pistol set. He'll hand it off right up the middle across the 40. That's going to be Omni Wells out of Moss Point. Takes it out to about the 41. Picks up 6 in the play. 2nd down at 4 Bulldogs.
This Gulf Coast offensive line is really big.
Pistol set. Double outs to the left on the near side. Single out to the wide side. Again, Wells up the middle. Hit after about a 2-yard pickup out to about the 43. And making the tackle is going to be
it's like number 9.
Tyrus is going to check that. That's going to be for Colin.
Actually, that may be Wheat right there.
Yep, Wheat. That is Wheat.
Lamar Grade also in on the tackle. That 4 and 9, they kind of look alike. Or 4 and 6, look a lot alike.
So 3rd down for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 2 from their own 43.
Big play here.
Lovertich with Wells and the Pistols head behind him. Wells gets the fake to Wells. Keeper by Lovertich falls down and got tripped up. Tripped up at the 47. He'll be about the 43 rather. He'll be about a yard or 2 short of the first down. And somebody got in there, got a hand on his ankle, tripped him up.
I think that may have been Wheat again. If we see the replay, it was Wheat again with the tackle.
Yeah, Tyrus Wheat.
We look at the replay right there. Actually, Hayden Hill and Wheat finished him off. Hayden Hill from his linebacker position, number 21, he read that one right there, and Wheat kind of came over as the ball came up, but the ground caused the fumble. So Colin holds again on 3rd down.
Looks like Natron Brooks back to receive the punt here from Davis. Kick is on the way. It will hit, take a Gulf Coast short roll, goes out of bounds, down around the 30, about the 20, 32. 32 is we're going to put it down.
So Colin's going to get the ball back here.
Best field position for Colin of the night so far.
Their 3rd possession of the game. It's been back and forth this first quarter. I mean, Gulf Coast with the only scoring strike on that wide open pass, but Colin's got to get something going right here. I mean, Clark and his receivers had to get on the same page. We haven't seen an attempt to Antoine Robinson yet. He's the young man the last 2 games has had really good numbers. So let's see if maybe if we can get something going in the passing game with Danny Clark, maybe to Antoine Robinson.
5:20 left in the first quarter, 7-0 Gulf Coast.
Looks like Jernigan back in the backfield with Danny Clark.
Trips to the right side, single out to the left side for Clark. He'll take it, going to give it to Jernigan. Jernigan's got a little hole off the right side across the 35, pangs it out to about the 39. So a pretty good run there by Jernigan. Picks up close to 7. Well, you only give him 6. Thought he got a little more than that.
Good job on the right side of the offensive line. Looks like Jalen Armstrong, the right guard, opening up a hole right there for the Wolves.
So Jernigan picks up 6. 2nd down and 4 for the Wolves. Ball spotted down on the Colin 38. Got to get up to about the 42. Clark passes across the middle, caught and dropped and intercepted by Gulf Coast. Back the other way they go, down the right sideline, 20, inside the 20, out of bounds around the 18. That ball is going to be picked off.
Jackie Matthews, number 7, Jackie Matthews with the interception right there. Has hit the Colin receiver's hands and just went through it and right to the Johnny on the spot safety right there. Even though he's a cornerback, but he was a little bit behind the play. But Gulf Coast is going to have the ball at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Not the start you want if you're Colin.
So Colin 28, the point of the start here for Gulf Coast following their first turnover of the ball game. Pass interception off the hands of a Colin receiver right to the DB for Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast, 2 running backs, one to the side of Lovertich and the pistol set to put a ran in motion right to left. Lovertich quick out's going to be caught down the left side inside the 30, knock him out of bounds about the 26, and the carry for Gulf Coast is going to be Bracey.
Jalen Bracey out of Murrah High School in Jackson. He's going to get a short gain, only about 2 yards, so 2nd and 8 for Colin, as I believe Natron Brooks was able to kind of hem him up on the far side, on the near sidelines.
Runner to the left side of Lovertich. That's going to be Anderson. Pitch out to Anderson. Turns it inside 30. Hit at the 26. Got hit hard.
Like
nice tackle in the open field there by Colin.
Hayden Hill looks like he finished him off right there as we look at the replay.
Hill out of Northwest Rankin with a nice open field tackle.
Yep, he came over and finished him off. Good job by Colin. Defense going to be 3rd and 7. See if we can hold them to a long field goal attempt here after the turnover.
3rd down 7. Ball spotted on the Colin 25-yard line. 7-0 Gulf Coast. 3:52 left in the first quarter.
Like Sean Anderson in the backfield with Lovertich.
Lovertich out of Jackson Prep will take it. He's going to drive. Here comes pressure from the backside. Lovertich running to the sideline, just runs out of bounds. And a flag late. We might have a late hit, Kyle, I'm afraid, on Colin. Let's wait and
we
see.
stopped them, too. I think we pushed him out of bounds, and it's going to be 15 yards and automatic first down if it is indeed a late hit.
Yep, late hit out of bounds on Colin after we stop him on a third down. It's going to give Gulf Coast a first down.
And it wasn't much of a late hit. Look at the replay
a little
right
push.
there.
Looks like just a little push at the end of the play. But he was going out of bounds, and the official right there.
But he was still in the field of play, so I'm not really sure about that. I mean, we
the
pushed
push
him.
He looks about 2 yards
in
the
bounds.
field of play.
He just went down hard right on the sidelines, and I think the officials missed that one right there. I think that, I guess he thought that Lovertich got rid of the ball, but you never know if he's going to run it or keep it right there when he's on the sideline. So Colin shoots himself in the foot right there. We had him stopped on third down right there. That would have been a long field goal attempt. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
So 1st and 10 on the Colin 13. Lovertich has Anderson to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Lovertich looking. As hit as he throws, the ball is going to be out toward the pylon.
It's going to be out of bounds.
Out of bounds, incomplete.
He caught the ball. He's going to be out of bounds about the 2-yard line.
Did catch it, okay.
It looks like a helmet came off.
Got a little shaded on our side, but a catch made at the 2. That'll be a first down goal to go Gulf Coast.
And they're actually going to mark it on the 1-yard line here. So 1st and goal for the Gulf Coast.
Anderson in the pistol set behind Lovertich. Give to Anderson, bounces off left side, knocked down at the line of scrimmage, fights for the end zone. Does it get in there? Like no signal yet, I can't see. Does not appear to be in there. But real close.
Well, they're bringing in their kicking team, it looks like.
He did score. Well, he did score. I did not see a signal from the official, but apparently he did get just enough. Let's look on the replay. Just did break the plane.
Yep, just the nose of the ball right there on the end zone.
On a 2-yard touchdown run. Here comes the extra point attempt. Your New York Life Insurance agents, Dwayne Allred, Kelly Allred. Extra point attempt by Davis is right down the middle. And Gulf Coast takes advantage of a big penalty on Colin. 3:21 left in the first quarter. Gulf Coast 14 and Colin nothing. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network.
Your time is precious. And sometimes, seconds matter the most.
When did you last feel normal?
When a stroke strikes,
Looks like a stroke. Better call St. Dominic's.
rapid access to highly specialized care
Can you put your arms out in front of your body for me?
is critical to a good outcome.
Looks like we need to start you on a clot-busting medication right away.
St. Dominic's and Copiah County Medical Center. Partners in stroke care. When every second counts. Count on St. Dominic's and Copiah County Medical Center.
About a short 28-yard drive there for Gulf Coast, taking advantage of a pass interception and a big penalty against Colin. Anderson takes it in from 2 yards out. Extra point is good. Colin down 14-0. Kick goes to the far side. I believe that's Brooks on the carry.
That's Dale Thigpen right here in the return.
Thigpen across the 25 out to about the 27. That's where Colin goes on offense. First down at 10 at their own 27.
This is a big drive right here. You're down 14-0 here at home in the first quarter. Haven't got anything really at all going offensively. Just had a turnover that set up them, and then you stop them and you give them essentially close to 1st and goal. And it seems like Colin's had a lot of self-inflicted wounds so far to start this game. Kicking problems and the penalties. We've had a couple penalties that have hurt us, and then the turnover.
Clark with Allen off to his right. 2 receivers off to the right and 2 to the left.
It's like Dawson Brown and Malik Heath here to the near side.
Ball on the 28 in Colin territory. Clark to throw. Clark's in trouble. Clark's going to be sacked back at the 22.
And there was a bunch of guys that got in on there. It looked like one of the first guys was number 11 there, Jamie Sheriff out of Terry High School.
Also Tylen Jones from Lake Cormont High School as well in there on the play. So a loss in the play brings up a second down. For Colin, second down to about, we'll call it about 16 to go, back on the Colin 23.
It just seems like Colin can't catch any breaks here to start this game.
Put a man in motion. That'll be Allen. Clark to throw. Quick out to Allen. Allen to 20, 25, the 30. Knocked down about the 31, out of bounds at 31. There defensively is going to be T.J. Ficklin.
And Colin is going to pick up those yards we lost in about 2 more, but it's going to be 3rd and 8. So 8-yard gain right there. Colin's going to have to get the ball to about the 38 to get a first down right here.
So 3rd down, the ball just between the 30 and 31 in Colin territory. 2:15 left in the first quarter. 14-0 Gulf Coast.
And this Gulf Coast defense is as good as advertised so far. Extremely talented defense, and they're all over the field to early start the game. Already forced a turnover.
Clark looking, still looking, has time, flips it out here off the hands. In fact, that ball might have been tipped away.
It was tipped away. Number 13, excellent job by the linebacker Mike Smith out of Ridgeland High School. Came over there in coverage of Drexel and Allen, and Allen was open for a second. He was just able to get his hand on the ball, and it's going to bring up another punting situation for Colin here from the 30-yard line.
Drifting back is going to be Dimitri Hester, the wide receiver out of Glade Central, out of Glade, Florida. He'll stand back on his 30.
Got a couple games in action, and at halftime, Hines all over Pearl River, 38-0. And in the first quarter, Northwest leads home 7-6.
Lofton out of Pisgah takes a snap, kicks it away. End-over-end kick will hit. Goes inside the 30, inside the 20. Well, the 26 is where the ball goes out of bounds. So that's where Gulf Coast, who goes on offense, first down and 10 at their own 26.
Best part of the ball game for Lofton right there is he's able to get about 44 yards on there and flip the field. So Colin will have Gulf Coast with their worst starting field position of the ball game, as they started, I believe, on the 35, and then on the, I believe it was the 28 after the interception.
Gulf Coast scored on a 47-yard touchdown to Bridges, who was wide open on the play. Also, they take advantage of an interception and a penalty deep in Colin territory, with Anderson scoring on a 2-yard touchdown. Colin in that series had them stopped on the 3rd down, but a penalty kept the drive going. Big hole, 30, out to the 35. The 38 is where the play will end. And on the carry for the Bulldogs is Tim Stewart out of Hazelhurst. Now check that. That's going to be actually,
I believe that was may have been Wells right there.
Wells, I believe that was Wells.
As they keep rotating, they got 4 running backs that run the ball on a regular basis, and he made a good cut right there. Just kind of confused the Colin defense right there. As they're going to throw another short pass.
Oh, what a vicious hit. Pass out to Bracey, but he
is hurt
cut
too.
in 2.
That was Tyrus Wheat, I believe, with that hit.
So Wheat with a play.
Let me see the replay right here. No, actually, that was number 9 with a hit right there.
That's going to be for Colin. That's going to be Lamar Gray.
Yep, big hit by Gray right there. And he's going to be assisted to. I mean, he's seeing stars right now. I mean, he really got laid into right there. Lamar Gray out of Vicksburg, Warren Central, 6'2", 190-pound safety, and he brought the wood right there.
That's going to be an incomplete pass, bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the Gulf Coast to 42. Colin with 2 players out. We've got Condarius Taylor out with an injury.
And Trent Tyre.
Trent Tyre also out with an injury.
Tyre got taken back to the locker room. I'm not sure if I see Condarius Taylor on the sidelines either. They may have took him and got him checked on. He may be under the tent right there. So we have this little tent for injured players to kind of go under and get checked out, get taped up, get everything checked on during the game.
So Bracey gets a nice round of applause here. Good crowd on hand for Military Appreciation Night, Veterans Appreciation Night here at Colin. Good crowd across the way, making the trip up here to cheer on the Bulldogs across the way. Of course, their band takes up about half the visitor side.
Humongous band. They got about 30 dancers, Palm Squad type of girls just on the track.
2nd down and 10 for the Gulf Coast 42. Handoff right side, 45, fighting ahead to about the 47. I believe that's going to be, once again, Omni Wells on the carry.
Then there may be a house right there.
Check that. That's going to be a house.
They just keep rotating. He's going to pick up 6 yards. It's going to be another 3rd down and about 4. As the first quarter's drawing to an end, 55 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
14-0 Gulf Coast. Lovertich with a running back in a pistol set. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right for Lovertich on the 3rd and 4. Puts a man in motion from right to left. Lovertich to throw. Delivers quickly. Got the first down and more. 45 to the 40. Back down to the 35-yard line. Out of bounds at the 35. And on the the catch there is going to be
Sean
Anderson.
That was
Anderson
a
out of the
safety
backfield. What a quick release by Lovertich. Looked like we had him for a loss there, and just a rocket release got the ball to Anderson, who did the rest with his feet, getting it all the way down to the Colin 34-yard line for a first down.
This quarterback for Gulf Coast, Lovertich, he's not the biggest guy in the world, 5'11", 192 pounds, but he's a smart player. He makes good plays happen. He's not going to do anything flashy. He's not going to beat you with his feet, but he just keeps those chains moving. He converted another third down right there, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter right there.
First quarter has come to an end of one quarter. Gulf Coast 14, Colin nothing. Let's take 60 seconds down the line. Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network.
It's always good to do banking with people you know and trust, people who are interested in you and willing to get involved in helping you. Hey, this is Shannon Aker with Bank of Brookhaven, and that's the story of our bank, local people who operate the only remaining home-owned bank with the interest of this community at heart. Let us be your bank. At Bank of Brookhaven, it's all about you. Bank of Brookhaven, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, back at Colin, second quarter action getting underway, 14-0 Gulf Coast.
Not a lot of offense at all in the first quarter. Colin with only 2 first downs, 17 yards total offense. Gulf Coast had 110 with about 49 coming on that big touchdown pass. But Gulf Coast has 134 yards total offense. Colin has only 25.
First down at 10, Gulf Coast. They've got the ball on the Colin 34-yard line.
Just a horrific start if you're Colin. You give up a blown coverage, wide open touchdown. You have a team stopped on third and long or third and short, and then you turn the ball over.
Lovertich hands it off inside. Good running room inside the 34 down to about the 30, about a 4-yard pickup. That's going to be Wells in the carry. Host of Colin tacklers.
Going to pick up 4 yards right there. And this, I mentioned a couple times, this Gulf Coast offensive line is really big. Every player over 310 pounds.
So second down and 4 on the Colin 30. Single out to the right side, double out to the left side. Pistol set for Gulf Coast. Lovertich changes a play. Colin was showing a blitz up the middle. Colin's got the line stacked. Got 6 on the line right now for Colin. Handoff again to Wells. He is hit after he crosses the 30, falls forward about the 28, picks up a couple. That'll bring up a third down at about 4 to go here for the Gulf Coast Bulldogs.
It seems like Colin's been in this position a couple times already. They've made a couple stops, and they've given up a couple plays on third and around this range, 3 or 4 yards to go. They got to get it to the 24-yard line to pick up the first down right here. And it looks like they got Wells in the game right here alongside the wide receiver Hester. Hester was in the backfield, but he's moving wide now. They have, it looks like an H-back number 41. That's Mormon in on the right side of the quarterback, Lovertich.
Lovertich takes a bad snap. He'll have to fall on it way back at the 40. So Colin gets a break on the bad snap.
Yep.
Back to the 40-yard line. That'll bring up a fourth down and a bunch here for Gulf Coast. They'll decide to punt it here, try to pin Colin down deep inside the 10.
Bulldog center Cole Freeman just not much on that snap right there. It's going to bring up a punting situation as Gulf Coast is going to be snapping the ball from around the 39-yard line. And I believe it's Brooks back to return.
Brooks will stand back at his 10. Davis has 4 kicks inside the 20 this year, averaging about 35 yards per punt. His longest was 54. Colin coming after the punt, but a nice high kick. Brooks will get away from it.
He called it.
Fair catch. Fair catch made it at the 9. So Colin will start first down at 10 from their own 9.
So nice job there punting by Davis. as he was able to put them right there inside the 10-yard line. And Colin, another bad field position. They just need a play to happen. We were talking about this before the game. We haven't had any razzle-dazzle, any type of fancy plays, trick plays. Down 14-0, you may have to pull something out of your bag of tricks.
Colin with Kendarius Johnson out, Trent Tyre out.
Yep. But you still got Malik Heath and you still got Antoine Robinson.
Antoine Robinson, the leading receiver in the state, averaging 103 yards per ball game. Clark to throw, looking. Here comes a pressure. Under pressure, fires it up the field, incomplete.
Incomplete. Looked like it was intended for Robinson right there, number 4, as they brought some pressure. And Clark's got to be careful, this close to his end zone.
Of course, Clark got caught for a safety last week up at Northwest.
Mm-hmm. So 2nd down and 10 here. I believe Jernigan's back at running back.
Jernigan to the right side of Clark. Ball on the 9-yard line in Colin territory. 12:41 left in the first half of play. 14-0 Gulf Coast. Double outs left and right for the Wolves. Clark, here comes pressure by Gulf Coast. Clark looking, throws it up the field, and it's going to be
He's sacked.
No, sacked. I thought he got rid of it, but not able to get rid of it in time. He's going to be sacked back at about the 2. Actually put him at the 3.
Just a coverage sack right there, as Clark did not have anybody open, and he just had to eat that one right there. He kind of tapped himself on the chest, saying that was on him, because he obviously did not see the man or did not have enough time on the route to find anybody open. And so this is going to be 3rd and about 16. We're in a bad situation in terms of punting if we don't get the first down right here.
Got to get out to just beyond the 19 for the first down. The ball spotted down on the Colin 4-yard line. Clark in the end zone. He'll take it. Drops back, looking, fires it out right side. This ball is going to be incomplete.
Was looking for Antoine Robinson right there. Just did not have the man. Didn't have him open like he wanted, and he was able to throw that one away before they got to him in the end zone. But Colin's going to be punting the ball from the back of the end zone right here as Lofton heads back out there.
Gulf Coast looking to get good field position.
As we got some score updates from around the state, I'm going to get some of those. Halftime, Hines leading Pearl River 38-3. Northwest leads Holmes 14-12, and Northeast leads Itawamba 7-0. East Mississippi 9, East Central 0, and Jones leads Southwest in the first quarter 7-0.
Out of the end zone, here's a punt, not a good punt at all. It's going to go out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So about a 21-yard punt.
And they're still moving up. This is at the 23.
At the 23.
So that's a 20-yard punt right there.
So bad punt is going to give Gulf Coast outstanding field position at the Colin 23.
Seemed like
defense is going to be called on now, Kyle, to create a turnover like we did last week. Get some points off the defensive turnover. Maybe get this offense fired up a little bit.
It seems like this was almost the same spot it was when they had the bad snap last possession, where they lost about 8 or 10 yards.
So first down 10 for the Bulldogs in the Colin 23 following the short punt. Anderson to the left side of Lovertich. A little quick out to Wells, turns the corner, 20. 15, on his feet inside the 15. He'll take it down to the 12 before he's finally knocked down.
And some of the listeners, younger listeners out there may not know this reference, but he kind of pinballed a little bit right there. He had 2 defenders he bounced off of, and he kept on his feet and was able to pick up enough for the first down right there down to the 12.
So first down 10 at the 12-yard line. Lovertich with Wells in the pistol set behind him. Give to Wells, tries the left side, stacked up. Got it to about the 10, gains a couple on the play.
It's like Hayden Hill with a tackle from his linebacker spot.
So second down and about 8 to go for the Bulldogs on the Colin 10.
Looks like they got to get to right around the in between the 2 and 3 to get a first down, closer towards the 2.
Wells stays in the pistol set inside behind Lovertich. He'll take the snap. A little quick fake to Wells, throws in the end zone, incomplete.
And a flag comes in late. Pass
maybe
interference.
Pass interference from our angle. It did look like we might have got to the receiver before the ball got there.
Let's look at the replay right here as he looks to throw that slant. Not a whole lot there, in my opinion. The officials must have saw a tug of the jersey or a little bit more, but our defensive player, I guess he kind of came across a little too soon.
Came across his body.
And that's going to give them an automatic first down around, I believe, right around the 5-yard line if it's half the distance. 3-yard line. First and goal.
Put the ball at the 3. First down and goal at the 3. Gulf Coast already on top, 14-0.
This Gulf Coast team looks as good as advertised, but Colin has kind of shot themselves in the foot tonight with a turnover and some bad kicking and a penalty on third down.
Wells will be lined up to the left side of Lovertich. He'll take the snap, looking to throw. He's going to take off and run, hit, and goes to about the 2. Ball pops out at the end, but they believe it gave it back.
On the play.
Flag in that now the Gulf Coast backfield. So maybe we'll get a penalty of some sorts against him.
Well, maybe not. The officials are pointing at Colin, so it may have been hands to the face or something like that on the defensive lineman. I thought it may have been a hold.
I did too, from where the flag was thrown.
Yeah, about the 9-yard line. That was in the backfield, and the quarterback was scrambling a little bit back there. Let's see for the officials what the call is.
Still awaiting the guy in the white hat to make the call here.
Holding. 74 offense. 10-yard penalty.
So a big break for Colin there, Kyle. Holding call on the Bulldogs will push the ball back up the field.
That was a hold on the big left tackle, Maljohn Jor, 6'5", 320 out of Callaway. Him and Malik Heath played high school ball together.
So second down. That puts the ball back on the 11-yard line. Second down, a goal to go for the Bulldogs and the Colin 11. Colin trails 14-0, 10:37.
Actually, they're going to back it up to the 12 now.
Back to the 12, so first down, goal to go at the 12.
So Gulf Coast with a little bit more room to maneuver, and they're going to see in trips to the right side right here. They're a little slow out of the penalty.
Wells stays in at the running back. He'll line up next to Lovertich, put him on the right side. Lovertich with 3 receivers to the right. Waston gives it off to Wells. Wells finds a little hole to the 5, hit down around the 4, maybe got to the 3. So Wells, some hard running off that left side. Third down, goal to go now, down to the Colin 3.
Actually, that was Bolton. That 5 and 8, they look a lot similar, but that was Bolton in on that play right there, and he's going to remain in with Lovertich as the ball's down about the 3.5, 4-yard line.
So Bolton, who has 5 touchdowns in the year already for the Bulldogs, he'll get the carry again. Hit in the backfield, dropped. Back
big
around
play.
the 8. Big play by Colin's defense.
Outstanding play right there. Looks like big Jalen Bedell right there. Check that number 95, actually, for Colin.
That's going to be Gill.
Verdell Clemens.
Let's check that. Clemens, you're right. Clemens.
And he looked like he was shot through there like out of a pistol. I mean, he split that gap and boom. Got him right there all the way back at the 8-yard line. About a 4 or 5-yard loss by Clemens on the tackle. So 3rd and 8.
Third down, 8.
From the 3rd and goal, actually, from the 8.
3rd and goal at the 8. Lovertich to throw, looking. Here comes pressure, rolling to his left. He'll keep it. Flag is going to come down on the backfield. Could be another hold here on Gulf Coast.
I think it is. They're looking at number 76. He's kind of got his hands up. But I think he tackled the Colin defensive end. So do we take the play or do we make them do it again?
Of course, now their field goal kicker.
We're going to back them up, I believe.
Davis,
10 yards.
Davis is about 75% field goals, but his long has been 28 yards, so he is within his range here. But Colin will elect to push them back.
Lovertich was tackled around the 3-yard line after he ran out of bounds. But they're going to be actually they're going to get a little bit better spot than I thought there. Is it
back to about the 12?
I thought it would 13. Back them up 10. Well,
back at the 13. I guess they marked it from the spot.
Yep.
Where the play went out of bounds. 3rd down and goal from the 13. Back of the 18, rather.
Yeah.
Lovertich.
He is going to be sacked.
He's going to be hit and sacked at the 23.
Colin's defense holds up after they had it, 2nd and goal at the 3. Colin was able to get to him. A number of Colin defenders. Let's see in the replay if we can get the number who got him on the sack.
Jalen Bedell, one of the first ones in there.
Also, I believe maybe 96 was also in on there. Sherman Mitchell.
Sherman Mitchell out of Jackson Wingfield. Puts the ball back on the 23. Field goal attempt by Davis will be
39.
About a 39-yarder. Be about his longest of the year. Snap is down. Kick is up. It is going to be good. Just got over that crossbar. just creeped over the crossbar, so a 39-yard field goal by Davis makes it 17-0 Gulf Coast here with 8:20 left in the first half of play.
And I don't think that one would have been good from 43 or 44. He just had enough on it to just get across and sneak in. And Colin's defense held, but we're still down 17 points, and we just got to get something going offensively.
Breaking the action right now. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. 30 seconds, and Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network.
That's Mike Watley, owner of Mike Watley Honda. Mike, what does customer satisfaction mean to you?
Customer satisfaction is huge for us. This means every customer, every time, getting everything they need and nothing they don't. That's my philosophy. So we give you all the information you need to make a good decision. We don't want you to leave unless you're happy.
We are Mike Watley Honda.
In Brookhaven, stop by or visit MikeWatleyHonda.com.
8:20 left in this first half of play following the field goal, the 39-yard field goal, longest of the year by Davis, 17-0 Gulf Coast. Kickoff return from the 6 to the 15 to the 20, out across the 20, still on his feet across the 31, out to about the 32. So pretty good return there by Colin, and that's going to be on the return for the Wolves, Dale Thigpen, who missed the game last week.
And he's going to get it out to right around the 30-yard lines where they're going to put the ball down. So not too bad a field position, but if you're Colin, you got to get some first downs right here. You got to get the chains moving. You got to get the passing game going. We just haven't had a good downfield pass completion tonight yet.
As we were last week, we're down 16-0 halftime. Last week, we're down 17-0 halftime right now.
And we still got 8 minutes to go until we get there. So we got some time to kind of sneak back into this one, but we need to start it right here.
Allen will line up to the left side of Clark. Double outs left and right. Clark sets up, throws it across the middle. It's going to be caught. Getting the pass up to about midfield. Big first down throw by Colin.
Eric Rogers with the reception right there, number 10, the freshman out of Shannon, Mississippi. It's going to pick up 19 yards and a first down. That's the first down the field pass we had as Clark stepped up in the pocket right there, and he was able to find his man wide open.
Biggest offensive play for Colin in the ball game. First down 10 on the Colin 49.
Wolves trying to cross midfield for the first time in the ball game today.
Clark quick out right side. At midfield down the right sideline, Colin will get it inside the 45 to about the 44, pick up about 6-7 on the play.
That's going to be Malik Heath right there. And it looks like Danny Clark, he's looking a little bit more comfortable with back-to-back completions on this drive, as Malik's going to pick up, call it 7 right there. Give him 6 or 7, and it's going to be
second down about 3.
Second and 3.
Clark again gives it off to Allen. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Stays on his feet, fights all the way down to the 34. Good hard run there by Allen.
That's probably his best run of the ball game. Drexland running hard as he picks up about 10 yards right there. Colin with their third first down, or actually second first down of this drive, but they're moving the ball. They started at the 30, and now we're all the way down to the 34.
Malik Jones makes the tackle for the Bulldogs. Clark with Allen off to his right side, or left side rather. 3 receivers to the left, balls in the middle of the field, a single receiver to the right side.
We haven't tried Malik Heath deep yet.
Clark fires up deep left side, open and making the grab, but out of bounds, down around the 3.
That was Antoine Robinson. He had a lot of coverage on him by number 4, T.J. Ficklin. 6'2", 200-pound defensive back. They've had some really good-sized defensive backs playing for Gulf Coast.
Ball was caught by Robinson, but unfortunately caught out of bounds at the 3. So Robinson will get a breather here. Double outs left and right for the Wolves.
It's like Bo Brooks in the ball game for Colin.
Pass will be down the field and picked off.
And it was tipped.
30. 35-40, 45 midfield, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5 Bulldog touchdown.
That was Jackie Matthews right there, his second interception of the ball game. As the ball was intended over the middle, it looked like it was for Malik Heath. It was tipped a little bit, and a promising drive for Colin turns into about a 75-yard interception return right there for Gulf Coast.
So Gulf Coast picks it off, runs it back 75 yards for the touchdown at the 6:20 mark of the second quarter, making it 23-0. Here comes our New York Life Insurance agents, Dwayne Allred, Kelly Allred, extra point attempt off the toe of Caden Davis, who is 2 for 2 plus a field goal. Snap down, placement down. Davis's kick is up, and it's right down the middle. It is good. 6:20 left in the second quarter, 24-0 Gulf Coast. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. 30 seconds, and Colin Wolves football continues after this on the Colin Network.
It was a typical morning. I woke up not feeling well. I knew something strange was going on. I drove myself to work, and after I got to work, I knew that I needed to go see my family physician. Dr. Hankins recommended I go straight to Copiah County Medical Center. After I arrived at the emergency room, the doctors and nurses began their course of treatment immediately.
When your world changes in an instant, it's good to know there's a beacon of hope in Copiah County and surrounding areas.
I'm alive and well today thanks to Copiah County Medical Center.
6:20 left in the first half of play. Well, Kyle, looks like we had a nice drive going, positive things happening, then the pass tipped. Gulf Coast picks it off, runs it back 75 yards for the touchdown, and we're in the hole now, 24-0.
We sure are. Jackie Matthews with his second interception. That one he had a convoy of blockers for him, and he took back about 75 yards. And, it's not looking very good right now. The type of defense that Gulf Coast has, they don't give up any points. And we've already spotted them 24. So we're really going to have to do a lot of work here to get back in this ball game.
Thigpen takes it at the 5. He's off to the 10, to the 15, out to the 20, the 25-yard line, tripped up at around the 27. First down 10 for Colin at the 27. First man down the field for the Bulldogs is going to be, looks like the kicker, Caden Davis. Maybe that's not his number. Let's back up one. Trey Arrington.
They got multiple numbers for a few of them.
Arrington was the one down there to make the tackle. 24-0. Colin in a hole. Last week, Gulf Coast got up on Jones 20-0. Jones came back and made a game of it, losing 20-14 last week to the Gulf Coast.
I mean, this Gulf Coast defense is very aggressive. I mean, Colin had a little promising drive right there. Let's see if we can do it again.
Quick pass caught, ducking under a tackle, getting it out to about the 33, picking up about 6 or 7 yards in the play will be the Wolves making that grab for Colin.
Dawson Brown, number 81.
So Brown makes the grab, picks up about 6 in the play. Second down and 4 up to the Colin 32. Again, trips to the right side, single out to the left side. Clark with a lone running back. That's going to be Jernigan to his right. Clark changing the play, checks to the sideline. Jernigan will switch off to the left side now of Clark. Clark will take it. Quick pass down the left sideline to Heath. One-handed grab by Heath at the 30. Knocked out of bounds inside the 30, down to about the 22. One-hand catch by Heath. Caught it about the 38 and took it down inside the 25 all the way down to the 20-yard line on a great catch by Malik Heath.
That just shows how good of an athlete he is, as he has his man beat. The guy was kind of arm playing with his left arm. Malik caught that one completely with his left, and he is going to take it all the way inside about the 25-yard line. Pass interference, too, and luckily Malik did not turn his ankle. It seems like we had a couple guys kind of come down wrong. He get it all the way to the 20-yard line, so just a great job there, pitch and catch by Malik Heath as he takes that one about 45 yards, I believe, on the play.
So great catch, one-hand grab by Heath, and that's got to be on somebody's highlight reel on the playbacks.
Joe Moorhead, Mississippi State's looking at that, and he's thinking, can't wait to see that next year.
Clark, a little trouble now, got to run it. Clark's going to take off down the left sideline inside the 15. Wisely steps out of bounds. We got a nice run out of that. Down inside the 15, they'll put him at the 13 or 14.
And that's what we got to see from Danny more often. When he's being pressured a little bit, he's got to be able to find a way to pick up some yards with his feet. He picked up about 4 or 5 right there.
Thought he got further than that. The official said he went out at the 15.
That's better than taking a no gain by throwing it away there. When you get some yards, take them. That's just like a running play. It is a running play, but just like running the ball up the middle for 4 yards.
Second down play coming up. Second down from the Gulf Coast 15. Second, and we'll call it 6.
If you're Colin, you got to think.
Low snap.
Points
Ball's on the
here.
ground. Let's see if we got it back. That ball hit the ground at the 20.
I think we did.
I think Clark able to dive back in there.
Gulf Coast has it.
Another turnover, third turnover against Cole-Lynn.
And I didn't see him throw the flag. The defender, he just threw the ball up in the air and no flag on the play. I was a little surprised by that.
Well, Kyle, 2 promising drives, 1 snuffed out on an interception return for 75 yards for a touchdown. This one a fumble. Gulf Coast recovers on the Cole-Lynn 20.
I mean, we had 2.
On the Gulf Coast 20.
We had 2 promising drives, inside the 30-yard line on both of them, driving, moving the ball, making some big plays, and just you can't beat a good team doing things like that. 3 turnovers in the first half, none for Gulf Coast.
Lovertich.
4:49 remaining in the first half. Cole-Lynn trailing 24-0.
Will hand the ball off, sweeping to the right side, getting yardage across the 20 out to about the 24. Pickup of 4 in the play. I believe that's Wells on the carry.
Tackle also on there by number 55 for Cole-Lynn, LaMarcus Faulkner, young man out of Oxford High School. Cole-Lynn without Jordan Davis tonight. Seeing him on the sidelines, not dressed out tonight.
2nd down and 6 on the Gulf Coast 24. Again, Lovertich will take it. Wants to throw. Throws it out right side. The pass is going to be caught
by number 4.
At the 28-yard line, picking that pass off. Picking the pass reception is going to be Hester.
And he's going to be a little short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 1 or 2. But Cole-Lynn had the blitz coming, and Lovertich got hit hard by Hayden Hill, who came in on the blitz right there from his linebacker spot. And they're going to need to get the ball up to the 30 here to get a first down.
3rd down and 1 for the Bulldogs on the Bulldog 29. 4:07 left in this so far disastrous first half for Cole-Lynn. 24-0 Gulf Coast. 3 turnovers.
And one of them resulted in a touchdown. And another turnover set them up on a short field where they scored a touchdown. So essentially 2 of the turnovers led to 14 points, and this is the 3rd one right here to see what Gulf Coast does here before halftime.
Wells will set up to the left side of Lovertich. 3 receivers to the left. Cole-Lynn showing blitz. Quick pass is going to be incomplete. 4th down and 1.
Good job by the Cole-Lynn defense bringing a little blitz right there. Lovertich tried to get a little quick slant, just unable to connect with his wide receiver. So it's going to bring up a punting situation. But, well, actually they gave him a first down on the previous play. I didn't see that. I thought it was third.
I thought it was
third
and short myself. So they did give them a first down. So actually 2nd down and 10 at the 30. So they did give them a first down.
They must have given him forward progress a little bit further than what I thought.
Wells to the right side of the quarterback. Lovertich, he'll take the snap. Lovertich looking back, has some time. Far down the field, left side. This ball picked off by Cole-Lynn. Back to the 40, the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Cole-Lynn, touchdown.
Jalen Ware from his safety position right there picked that ball off, and we got a new ball game here. That gives Cole-Lynn a little bit of life, and we get on the scoreboard and get that that turnover. It went the other way. Is now it's 24-6 with the extra point upcoming, and that's been an adventure all season long.
Big interception, 50-yard return by Ware. Touchdown, Cole-Lynn breaks the 0, makes it 24-6 Gulf Coast. And here comes Lofton for the extra point attempt, your New York Life Insurance extra point attempt. He's hitting about 64% of his extra points so far this year. Let's see if we can bang this one through. Snap back, placement down, the kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. 3:26 left in the first half of play. Gulf Coast 24, Cole-Lynn 7 on the pass interception for the touchdown. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Cole-Lynn Wolves football will continue after this on the Cole-Lynn Network.
You're more than a patient at KDMC. You're family, worthy of kindness, compassion, and respect. King's Daughters Medical Center, caring for our community like no one else can.
3:26, that's the spark I think we needed there, Kyle. 50-yard pass interception return for the touchdown by Ware. Extra point by Lofton is good. Cole-Lynn on the board, 24-7 Gulf Coast, as they take advantage of a couple of Cole-Lynn turnovers to get points on the board themselves.
They sure did, and Cole-Lynn's going to kick this one in the end zone for a change, and I'd like to see that more often.
That ball scooted in the end zone, so Gulf Coast will get it first down and 10. Back out of the 25.
Tell you, this Colin defense, it may be 24-7, but the defense has not played bad. We had some situations where, we shot ourselves in the foot a couple times, but, it's a lot closer game than what the score indicates. We just got to get the offense going, and I think Danny Clark's kind of got on the same page with some of his receivers. We got Malik involved there. We're going to see if we can get Antoine Robinson involved in the second half. But Colin may be able to get a stop here before halftime. If you can get a stop here and score before halftime, you get the ball to start the second half.
First down 10 for the Bulldogs on the Bulldog 25. Lovertich calls for the ball. Receivers left and right. Lovertich rolling out, still rolling. They'll still throw that one away. Good pressure by Colin on Lovertich.
Colin, once again, blitzing linebackers. They put a lot of pressure on Lovertich, and Lovertich looks like he's not comfortable under pressure the last couple series, especially the play on the interception. He had blitz coming right up the middle.
So second down at 10 on the Gulf Coast 25. Stack 3 receivers off to the right side, 1 to the left. Ball on the far hash for Lovertich and the Bulldogs. He'll take it. Got to hand it off left side. I believe that's Bolton. Just bounces back one way, comes up the field. He's going to be getting about 5 yards in the play, close to the 30.
It was a missed tackle. We almost had him in the backfield, but he squirted by the guy, and he picked up about 4 or 5 yards right there. So another third down play. So if you're Colin and you get a stop right here, you're going to have the ball back with a fairly decent field position right before halftime, but I'm talking a little too much before the play, though.
Actually, a house on the carry.
They just keep running in different running backs.
Third down and about 6 to go near the 30-yard line. Lovertich to throw, fires it down the left sideline. This ball is going to be too far for the intended receiver down to the Colin 42.
The Colin defense is held, and with 2:35 to go in the first half, Colin's going to get the ball back for another possession here.
Looking for Malik Gray down that right side, left sideline down around the Colin 42.
And how big would it be here if Colin could get some points on the board? Even if it's just a field goal, you cut it to a 24-10 game, but a touchdown, you're really feeling good going into halftime.
24-7 Gulf Coast in the lead here. 2:35 left in the first half. Your First Bank halftime show coming up. We'll speak to one of the counselors of the counseling center at Colin, Jordan Stevens. Malik, that kick is going to be a short kick, and Colin will have good field position. No, I spoke too soon. I thought that ball may die back there, but takes a roll all the way down 26. To the Colin 26. That ball hit at about the 41, rolls all the way down to about the 26-yard line.
But Colin will take the ball over, so that was a nice punt right there. That was about a 43-yard punt with a roll. It wasn't looking good in the air, but that roll added about 10 or 15 yards to it. So Colin's going to they're actually going to put it on the 27 right here.
So first and 10, Colin on their own 27.
Colin with all 3 timeouts remaining here in the first half, 2:21 going. But you don't want to turn the ball over on your side of the field.
3 turnovers spells the difference in this ball game so far. 2 pass interceptions and a fumble that Colin has lost here in this first half. Clark, a little quick out. Flag's going to be thrown.
It's going to be a motion.
That's going to motion against Colin. That'll cost us 5. Put the ball back at about the 17.
Number 1 on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Actually about the 16.
First down.
So second down and 15. I'll check that. First down and 15 for Colin.
I think they're going to put it on the 22 right here. If it's a 5-yard penalty. Yep, indeed, the 22.
The 22. Put the ball on the 22. So first down, 15, Colin on their own 22. 2:21 left in the first half, 24-7 Gulf Coast. Give left side, that's going to be Allen. Got a little running room across the 30. Takes it across the 30 out to about the 32.
He took a hard hit from Terrence Newell. Kind of led with his shoulder a little bit right there as our running back was going to the ground right there.
So Allen gets a nice pickup on the play.
About 11 yards.
So second down, we'll call it about 5 to go.
Showing blitz.
Clark, here comes the pressure. Clark across the middle, incomplete. Looking again over there. Was trying to find
Eric Rogers.
Eric Rogers once again on the play, but Rogers couldn't quite come up with that pass right across the middle. Incomplete. Stops the clock at 1:54 left in the half. Third down and about 5 to go. Big play here for the Colin offense.
Looks like they're showing blitz as they're bringing some safeties up. Colin looks to the sideline, 15 seconds on the play clock, and it looks like they're going to try to change out of it as the Gulf Coast defense. Kind of a unique, only 2 down linemen right here.
Here they come. Clark, quick out's going to be caught and dropped.
He had it in
Caught
his
and
hands
dropped
right there.
by Rogers at the 42 for the first down. Couldn't hang on to it. Perhaps heard the footsteps coming in there on him. With the defensive back barreling on him was Trey Lawson.
That was actually that's actually Dawson Brown who missed that pass right there.
Dawson Brown.
But the first down was there. I mean, right read by Danny Clark, but just Danny's had a lot of drops from his receivers this year. I mean, you can do so much in practice, but when you get in the games, it's hard to simulate the games when we play against some of these teams with the speed that they have.
So Bryce Lofton out of Pisgah will be booming it away here. He'll be standing back at about his 18. We'll let this go around the 20. Return man for Gulf Coast around the 29. Lofton goes down. No flag thrown. A short kick is going to be down by Colin.
Midfield.
Right at midfield.
Oh.
Lofton went down, but the flag was not thrown.
17-yard punt right there. And now Gulf Coast only needs about 25 or 30 yards to get in field goal range. 1:38 to go in the first half. Gulf Coast with all 3 timeouts.
Like nobody's called a timeout so far.
And Lovertich, he's capable of moving them downfield with a short field like this. I mean, just that penalty on first down hurt Colin. It looks like somebody's going to call a first down right here. Or excuse me, call a timeout right here. It's the officials.
The officials timeout. Let's see what the call is. Not sure what the officials would be talking about here.
Let me see if I can look. I think they may be talking the chain gang on the far side. Looks like the chain gang may
looks like
chain may come
not,
apart.
yeah, just not quite set properly on the far side. Looks like it might be tangled up a little bit there.
I'm telling you, it's hard to tell the difference between that 5 and 8 on that number, the running back. But I believe this is Bolton in the game right now.
Bolton has 5 touchdowns on the year for Gulf Coast. In fact, he leads running backs in the state with 5 TDs. So Bolton standing to the left side of Lovertich. 1 receiver to the right, now 3 to the left. A little quick out's going to be caught midfield, and
that's Tyrus Wheat stole the ball
Wheat
from him.
Again, another
Wheat
great
grabbed
play.
the ball from him right
great
there.
Play by Wheat. Wheat again, who's come up with defensive play after defensive play this year. Took away one last week at Northwest for a touchdown. Big interception there. Took the ball away from the the Gulf Coast receiver and takes it back down to the 40-yard line inside
right
the
here.
40.
He just ripped the ball, and not only stripped the ball from him, he pulled it into his own hands. Look at the replay right there. Just stole it from him. Like he was trying to steal somebody's lunch.
First down 10, Colin at the 40. Can we take advantage of it before halftime? That's the big issue now for the Wolves offense.
1:29 to go, and we've got great field position. Need to get to about the 20-yard line for field goal range. But we're thinking touchdown.
Clark to throw. Clark with time across the middle. It's going to be caught at the 30. Running back up the field, came back to about the 34, had the first down and lost it.
Malik Heath right there, and Colin's going to be forced to call their first timeout as Heath picks up about 8 yards.
That's going to get the ball down to about the 34-yard line, brings up a second down and 2. So breaking the action, 1:19 left in the first half of play. Gulf Coast 24, Colin 7. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. And Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network. Our pregame show continues.
You're more
right
than
now.
a patient at KDMC. You're family. Worthy of kindness, compassion, and respect. King's Daughters Medical Center, caring for our community like no one else can.
Big interception once again by Big Tyrus Wheat. He has come through once again for us. Kyle, he did that last week to get us on the board at Northwest. Now it puts us in a position where we might get score here before halftime.
Technically, I think they were going to rule that one a fumble recovery. He just kind of ripped it away from him. A bad snap.
Bad snap, but Clark picks it up. Clark's going to run. He's to the 30, falls ahead, got the first down at the 31.
And I believe he will. They
got
signaled the first down.
Just enough for the first down from our vantage point. Yep, first down and 10, Colin on the Gulf Coast 31.
So first and 10. Need about another 10 or 15 yards to get a comfortable field goal attempt as the clock continued to tick under 1 minute. 57 seconds to go. Danny Clark.
Clark to throw. Here comes pressure. Clark's going to step up, rolls off to his left. Looking, throws to the end zone, and just threw it away.
Yep.
Throw it away to the back of the end zone. That'll stop the clock at 47 seconds left.
It looks like we got injured Gulf Coast player, so we may actually get a chance right here to kind of talk some things over and set up a play that we feel can work. Looks like number 30, the injured player for Gulf Coast, that's going to be their backup defensive tackle, Donald Hall, out of DeSoto Central up in Olive Branch, big 6'3", 305-pounder.
So while we have a break in the action, 47 seconds left in the first half of play, Gulf Coast 24 and Colin 7. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network.
It's the time of year we all give thanks. And at Toyota of Brookhaven, we want to thank our customers for voting us Business of the Year in the 2018 Reader's Choice Best of the Best Awards. For the third year in a row, we were honored to win more categories than any business in our area. You voted us Business of the Year, Best New Car Dealership, Best Pre-Owned Dealership, Best Service Department, and many more. So come see what makes us the best and visit us on site, Exit 40 in Brookhaven, or online at ToyotaofBrookhaven.com. Great service, great savings. At Toyota of Brookhaven, we deliver.
47 seconds left in the first half of play. Here's Clark. Clark looking, comes to the left sideline. That ball is going to be skipped incomplete. Again, we'll stop the clock at 44 seconds left. We'll bring up now third down.
Just looks like he just didn't get the play he wanted right there. He was looking for Malik Heath kind of on the slant, and they kind of jammed him a little bit right there. And it's going to bring up third and 10, and you got to get a little bit further. Right now, the field goal would be 47 yards. If you're Bryce Lofton, I believe his longest on the year.
About 38, I believe.
It was, find it right there, it was 38 yards. So
Clark in trouble. Clark's going to be wrestled down back at the 33 for about a 2 or 3 yard loss on the play.
And if you're Colin here, you got to go for it now. I mean, you're out of field goal range. And it looks like some of the offensive linemen got to kind of get things together, got to get the protection a little tighter, as Gulf Coast likely to show a blitz here.
And Colin will call a timeout. 35 seconds left in the first half. There's a timeout of the field. Colin behind Gulf Coast. It's Gulf Coast 24 and Colin 7.
We got some score updates from around the state tonight. Third quarter, Hines leading Pearl River 38-3. Northwest 21, Holmes 12. You have Northeast leading Itawamba at halftime, a low-scoring game, 7-0. Then you have East Mississippi leading East Central, a team that we'll see next week, 10-0 in the second quarter. And Jones leads Southwest 14-6 in the second quarter. This Saturday, you'll see Delta and Kahoma playing each other. So that's the games around the state tonight.
Colin, nothing but division games here on out. So tonight, a big start to we're 1-0 in the district, but right now we've got a battle back against Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast also 1-0 in the district. East Central is 2-0 in the district. As I said, we'll play them next week, 6:30 kickoff here at Stone Stadium.
Fourth down at about 13. Need to get to about the 21-yard line for a first down.
Clark takes a snap, drops back. Looking. Here comes the pressure. Fires it across the middle. It's going to be incomplete at about the 14. Fans want a flag.
We got a flag about the 35. I'm not sure if that was roughing the passer, if it was holding. But we'll see right here as Clark's walking towards the sideline. I think that may have been holding on the Wolves. Yes, indeed.
So the Gulf Coast says, no, we'll take the ball with 28 seconds left.
It looked like he got there a little early right here. If they're going to call that pass interference on the end zone on Colin, I mean, he got there a little early as you look at the replay. Wrapped around Malik's back.
The Gulf Coast will take over on downs.
I'm pretty sure they're going to probably take a knee right here.
A snap at one time to get the 40-second clock going, 25 on the play clock. Anytime there's a change of possession like that, there's 25 on the clock. It will start on the snap of the ball. Victory formation as Lovertich will take it. He'll take the knee, and that will about do it here for the first half of play as the 40-second clock goes into motion, and that's going to wrap it up in the first half here. Well, Gulf Coast taking advantage of Colin turnovers, 2 pass interceptions, one of those going for a touchdown. Colin driving Kyle twice inside the 30.
Yeah,
pass interception return for a touchdown. We fumble on the Gulf Coast 20.
And then we had the ball right there, right around the at the 25-yard line before, I think we were on the 30 right there right before halftime.
So Colin not able to overcome those turnovers and a couple of key penalties as well. We'll come back and recap this first half of action for you, but right now let's take 2 minutes. 2 minutes down the line, and Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network.
Big business, small business, our business banking solutions package offers tools and support to help streamline your payroll processing, check deposits, and so much more. We even offer business mobile banking app for iPhone or Android. Ask your banker today about our business solution package.
Do you have a Bank of Franklin student account? No minimum opening balance and no service charge. Online banking and an app are available to check your balances. Take 2 points of ID and your Colin ID to Bank of Franklin in Brookhaven and get started today. Bank of Franklin, real people, real answers, real community bank. Bank of Franklin back. Let's go back.
Well, at halftime, Colin down in the count right now to the Gulf Coast Bulldogs by a score of 24-7. Kind of recapping what happened in that first half, Colin won the toss, elected to take their option in the second half. So Colin will be receiving the ball in the second half. After the two teams exchanged punts, Gulf Coast started their drive at the 31. The payoff, the 47-yard touchdown pass to a wide-open Bridges. 47-yard touchdown pass to Bridges. Extra point attempt was good at the 9:32 mark of the first quarter. Gulf Coast takes the early lead, 7-0. Then the two teams again exchange possessions. Colin at their own 32 has a drive going, and Kyle the first of the turnovers and interception that gives the ball back to Gulf Coast. In fact, they got the ball all the way back to the Colin 28. Aided by a penalty in the end zone, they get a first and goal, and Anderson caps that drive off with a 2-yard run for the touchdown. 3:21 left in the first quarter, 14-0 Gulf Coast. Then the second quarter action, again, a nice, actually a turnover once again gives the ball to the Gulf Coast to the Colin 23. Get first and goal, but Colin's defense holds, forcing a field goal attempt by Davis that was good. 39-yard field goal, longest of the year for Davis. And at the 8:20 mark, 17-0. Once again, Colin gets a drive going, get inside the 30, but a pass picked off at the Colin 25. It's returned 75 yards for a Gulf Coast touchdown. 6:20 left in the first half, and Gulf Coast takes a 24-0 lead. Then Colin takes advantage of a turnover. Ware picks it off, returns it 50 yards for a touchdown at the 3:26 mark. Lofton's extra point is good, And that's your halftime score, 24-7. Kyle, you got some first half stats.
Yeah, first half stats are pretty close. The second quarter, Coland bounced back. The score does not indicate how close the game actually is. First downs, Gulf Coast has 10, Coland has 6. Passing, Gulf Coast has 126 yards on 11 of 18 passing, most of it coming on that one big play, the touchdown pass to Bridges. Coland's Danny Clark is 8 of 22 for 102 yards. Gulf Coast only has rushed 26 yards. That's impressive that Coland's held them to such low rushing yards, with them coming in averaging around 200 yards a game. Coland's rushed for 23 yards on 14 attempts. Both teams with just a couple penalties. Gulf Coast has 4, Coland has 3. Big difference. Gulf Coast has had efficiency on third down, 3 of 9. Coland only 1 of 7 on third down. Total offense, Gulf Coast has ran 36 plays for 152 yards. Coland 36 plays, 127 yards. Coland's Danny Clark was 8 of 22 for 102 yards, 2 interceptions. Rushing-wise, Drexel Allen leads Coland with 5 rushes for 28 yards, followed by J.J. Jernigan with 3 for 5. Leading receivers for Coland, Malik Heath had 4 for 67 yards, including the big 48-yarder that he caught with one hand. Eric Rogers has 2 catches for 25 yards. Drexel Allen has 1, and Dawson Brown has 1. Allen had 1 for 7 and Brown for 5. And the big thing that's not showing here, we haven't seen, Antoine Robinson, who's leading the state in receiving, has not caught a ball yet.
Obviously something Coland's got to work on the second half because Johnson is out. Condarius Johnson is out with an injury. He and also Tyre is out, Trent Tyre out as well in the first half for Coland. So 2 of our big guns that we depend on not able to play here coming up into the second half. 24-7 here at halftime. Gulf Coast on top.
We got some defensive stats also. Big standout on defense. Hayden Hill has 6 tackles leading the Wolves in the first half. Kalen Kennedy has 4, along with Tyrus Wheat. Tyrus Wheat has 2 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery that he returned for about 9 yards. And we have the interception returned by Jalen Ware, 52 yards, our only touchdown of the ball game. Like I said, it's not as far apart as the score indicates it. Coland just didn't have much go their way in the first quarter, and field position and some bad kicks kind of set Gulf Coast up, as well as turnovers.
Well, on the field right now, you're hearing the Mississippi Gulf Coast Band. The Coland Band also will be entertaining here at halftime. It is Veterans Appreciation Day at Stone Stadium. A salute to all the veterans here at the stadium here tonight by Coland. Well, coming up, we'll be visiting with one of the academic counselors here at Coland, Jordan Stevens. Lucas Calvert will have their First Bank halftime show coming up. But right now, let's take 2 minutes down the line, 2 minutes, and we'll come back with our halftime interview after this on the Coland Network.
and standing with assistance from Will Richmond, Kenny Mark, and Heather McDonald. The Pregame dance team is under the direction of Brittany Patton. The color guard coordinator and choreographer is Rachel Foster. The voice of the Band of Gold is Kenny Myrick. All performances of the Band of Gold are made possible by the generosity of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College and the Board of Trustees. The president of MGCCC is Dr. Mary Graham. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the Band of Gold.
Check 1, 2.
Born in Memphis in 1942, this artist's first performances were at her father's church in Detroit. She would go on to sell over 75 million records, win 18 Grammy Awards, and help define the experience of life on TV. Tonight, we remember the Queen of Soul. Performing the music of Aretha Franklin, please welcome Drum Major Dontrell Brown and the Colin Blue Wave Show Band. Interception was released in 1968 and later recorded for the soundtrack of the 1980s hit film Blues Brothers. We now feature our beautiful Colin Colettes dancing to the Queen of Soul's hit, Think. In a pink Cadillac convertible. One of those trips on a beautiful day when you have nowhere to be and all the time you need to get there. Next, we feature our color guard and percussion sections on a trip down the freeway of love. Feature vocalist Carly Jordan as we conclude our tribute to the Queen of Soul with the powerful ballad, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so And I just want to be
Military Veterans Appreciation Night at Stone Stadium. Ken Hollingsworth and Kyle Britt along with you. Well, homecoming is coming up October 19th. Saturday the 19th, as Colin will be hosting a lot of the alumni back here, and also will be inducting 4 new members into the Colin Sports Hall of Fame. And this year's inductees include Rebecca Lynn Bailey out of North Carolina now. What are some of the things we can talk about Rebecca real quick, Kyle?
She's a former softball player at Colin, and while she played here, she has the all-time school records for the most strikeouts, saves, and tied for the team record for most wins with 21, and had an ERA of 1.34. She was on the Colin Lady Wolves softball team that was the runner-up in the NJCAA National Tournament back in 2008.
Another inductee will be Tony Bryant, who currently lives in Miramar, Florida.
Tony Bryant was a former football player at Colin, played for Coach Glenn Davis back in the day, and he was a guy that, he played not only football, but he played basketball here at Colin, but he went on and played at Florida State and was drafted in the NFL, 40th overall pick, in the second round by the Oakland Raiders, and he played in the NFL for about 7 seasons.
And another inductee will be Richard I. Smith of Brookhaven.
Richard Smith is a former Colin football player, 2-time captain on the Wolfpack football team and all-state selection, where he's named to the Mississippi Junior College All-Star team, is awarded the best offensive player as a center and best blocker for the Wolfpack. And he later played, after Colin, he attended Mississippi College, where he graduated with a degree in business.
And the final inductee into this year's Sports Hall of Fame will be Nikki Williams, currently living in Plano, Texas.
Nikki used to be a former assistant basketball coach here at Colin as well when I first started working here, but she was a 2007 graduate of Colin, where she was named to the MACJC First Team All-State both her freshman and sophomore season. She was an All-Star. She was part of the NJCAA All-Region 23 tournament team. She played for the Wolfpack team that won the South Division Championship and was the state runner-up. She played on some really good teams here that won a bunch of games at Colin. Like I said, later she came on and helped Coach Young coach for a couple of years, and she's now living in Texas.
Well, these 4 will be inducted during the annual meeting of the Athletic Alumni Association on October 19th at Saturday, 9 a.m. in the Ray Auditorium. Later recognized during the annual alumni luncheon at 11 o'clock that morning in the cafeteria. Then again, they'll be recognized during halftime of the game on October 19th. That's homecoming. So put that on your list of things to be a part of here at Colin. Again, this is Veterans Appreciation Night. Had a really good opening ceremony. The taps was played by one of the Colin trumpet players. Had the presentation of the colors by the JROTC from Lawrence County High School. And a salute to all the veterans from the various branches of the military here at Colin. We're at a halftime with a score, Gulf Coast 24, Colin 7. Colin will receive the kickoff to begin the second half of action. Right now it takes 60 seconds to out of the line. 60. We get the second half underway after this on the Colin Network.
Your time is precious. And sometimes seconds matter the most.
When did you last feel normal?
When a stroke strikes,
Looks like a stroke. Better call St. Dominic's.
rapid access to highly specialized care
Can you put your arms out in front of your body for me?
is critical to a good outcome.
Looks like we need to start you on a clot-busting medication right away.
St. Dominic's and Copiah County Medical Center. Partners in stroke care. When every second counts, count on St. Dominic's and Copiah County Medical Center.
It's always good to do banking with people you know and trust. People who are interested
Colin,
in
as
you.
Colin gets
and
set to receive the second half kickoff, leading at 24-7. Of course, that old cliche, Kyle, as we repeat over and over again, that first 5 minutes of the third quarter, most of the time, sets the tone for the second half, especially for Colin. We've got the ball in the Gulf Coast territory. Looked like we're in position to score. Had a pass interception, return for a touchdown, then fumble the ball in the Gulf Coast 20. So we've had a couple of scoring opportunities wiped out due to turnover. So this time need to get a good return and put together the solid drive to begin here the second half.
We've moved the ball well between the 25s. We just haven't been able to penetrate the red zone. We've had some untimely turnovers. 2 of our turnovers have equated in 14 of their points, and we got our 7 points off one of their 2 turnovers. So we got to try to find a way to kind of work things out here and kind of put some points on the board and get back in this ball game because there's still a lot of football left to play. And Colen's defense has held Gulf Coast in check.
Del Thigpen, it looks like Natron Brooks will be back. Kendarius Johnson will not return apparently for the second half. Neither will Trent Tyre for the second half. Both are injured in the first half of play here.
And don't see him on the sidelines either.
Kickoff comes to Thigpen at the 15. He's out to the 20. Cuts into heavy traffic, hit hard at the 29-yard line. That's where Colin goes on offense. First down to 10 at the Colin 29.
A big hit on the Gulf Coast defense. I believe that was, it looked like 46, but I don't see that number on the roster. It may have been 42, Jamie White. But Colin's going to have possession right at the 30-yard line here.
So put the ball on the Colin 30. First down at 10. Second half just getting underway. Gulf Coast 24, Colin 7. Game action, WMJU, Butte, Meadville, Brookhaven, Macomb. Online, magic1043.com. Watch it at colinathletics.com.
I think Drexel Allen starting in the backfield this second half.
Clark will take it. Clark wants to throw. Here comes backside pressure. Throws it down the middle of the field. Another caught underneath. Looked downfield, came back underneath to one of his safety valves, and about a 4-yard pickup up to the 33.
Danny actually ran that one.
Did
right
run
there.
it, okay.
He did run it. He pump faked, and he didn't see anybody. He just ate the ball right there, and he picks up about 3 yards right there. Gets to the 33-yard line.
I was looking downfield. I thought for sure he'd thrown the ball, but he wisely ducks it and gets 3. Second down and 7 on the Colin 33. Allen stays in at running back. Ball on the near hash. That'll be on the home side. Colin moving right to left as we watch the action. Give to Allen. Allen trying to bounce it outside. Dragged down after a couple of yards. Got it to about the 34, close to the 35. Brings up a third down and 5 now for Colin.
This Gulf Coast run defense is very tough. I think we only had I think 24 yards rushing offense in the first half. So we're going to have to try to open up the running game, but here we are in a manageable third down, but you got to convert right here. Start the second half. I'm sure Coach Davis and the offensive staff, they drew up some plays, tried to script some things ready to get the offense moving here in the second half.
Double outs left and right for Clark. Clark will take the ball. Puts a man in motion. Wants to throw. Quick out's going to be caught and dropped. Up at the 40, would have had enough for the first down. This Malik Heath.
Hit him in the hands.
And they couldn't hang on. Incomplete pass, and that's going to give the ball back to Gulf Coast.
Just another drop right there. I mean, we mentioned Danny Clark's had some bad luck with some of his receivers dropping passes, and that was one that he would have had the first down if he would have been able to reel it in.
So Lofton coming on to punt it away.
Not a very good first half punting-wise for either team.
Looks like Hester dropping back to receive this punt for Gulf Coast. He'll stand back on his 29.
Lofton had 4 or 5 punts for 26 yards in the first half.
Kick is high kick. Will take a Colin roll and go out of bounds, and Gulf Coast will get it in not real bad field position. First and 10 at their own 37.
Yep, 37-yard line right there. So Lofton's punt right there is going to only go about 28 yards. So Colin, actually check that. It's going to be about 32 yards right there on that punt.
So first down and 10 for Gulf Coast on the Gulf Coast 37 Colin defense. Boy, like another big turnover here this end of the football field. Lovertich.
Colin showing blitz.
Gives it to the running back. That's going to be
Bolton, I believe.
Bolton on the carry. Got a couple of yards across the 30. Actually, this line of scrimmage is at the 37. He maybe got back to the line. That's about it. Got no gain in the play.
Good job by the defense. Tyrus Sweet with another tackle, his 5th of the ball game. Tyrus had one heck of a first half. He was all over the field.
So second down, 10 Gulf Coast. Bolton and the pistol set in behind Lovertich. Put a man in motion from left to right. Give to Bolton. Big hole up the middle. 45 midfield. Tripped up. Goes to the Colin 48. First down 10 Gulf Coast on a burst right up the middle by Bolton.
I'll tell you, it was a touchdown saving tackle that we got right there. Not sure who made that tackle, but he was off to the races if we wouldn't have got tripped up right there across midfield.
First down 10 Gulf Coast on the Colin 48.
McCullum was with the tackle right there from his safety spot.
Bolton to the left side of Lovertich. He'll take it. Gives it to Bolton again, sweeping left side. Fights ahead across the 45 to the 44. Pick up about 6 in the play by Bolton.
It's like number 45 with the tackle for Colin right
That's
there.
That's going to be Bedell, Jalen Bedell with a tackle.
And this Gulf Coast offense, they're picking up yards running the ball right here. Colin's trying to get set up as they're in a little hurry-up offense, second and about 6. Same
they
play.
give to Bolton left side, right side rather of the line, got inside the 40, put him down around the 38.
It's going to be
close to the first down, about a yard short. Got to about the 39, got to get to the 38. Colin player slow to get up. We've had a couple of key injuries tonight. Condarius Taylor has gone out, and also Trent Tyre has gone out.
Defensive end right there, big number 85 for Colin. That's going to be Keyshawn Brinkley. He's getting up a little slow. He thinks he's okay. I think it's an ankle here again. It's third player that we've had come off with ankle injury. 6'5", 250-pound defensive end out of Fayette, Mississippi in Jefferson County.
So 3rd down 1 for Gulf Coast. The ball on the Colin 39, 11:35 left here in the third quarter. 24-7 Gulf Coast, and they are on the move against the Colin defense right now. Pistol set for the Bulldogs.
We get a flag on the play. May have been a legal substitution. I'm not sure.
Illegal substitution. 12 players on defense.
Yep.
5-yard
Colin
penalty.
gives Gulf Coast a first down. 5-yard penalty puts the ball down to the Colin 34. Illegal participation.
First down 10. Too.
Gulf Coast.
That was 3rd and 1, and it gave them a first down.
That's what 3 penalties we've made this evening that have given the Gulf Coast a new life on a drive here.
And they're getting closer to the field goal range. They're at the 34-yard line now. Started at the 37.
Lovertich, receivers left and right. One receiver to the right, put a man in motion left to right, across the backfield. A little quick out. It's going to be caught down to the 30, knocked out of bounds, close to the 30-yard line on the catch there for the Bulldogs. It's going to be Ficklin.
I believe that's actually Bridges. I think it was Bridges. I may be wrong there.
Yes, that's Ficklin. That's Ficklin. Okay. I'm sorry, that's Hester. Hester. Got 2 number 4s.
Okay, so we got
Ficklin's your defensive guy, and Hester your offensive guy.
That's confusing. I mean, they keep doing that with some of these guys. It can kind of mess you up when you're looking at numbers. So 2nd down and about 6, and they're going to go deep.
Lovertich fires it across, down, caught, and dropped.
Yeah,
or was it? No, he did catch it.
You're going to say completed
did catch
17-yard line for first down.
Again, that's going to be, looks like that'll be Hester on the grab. Hester caught it at the Colin 17.
And Gulf Coast has now entered the red zone here at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. That was their second complete pass of this drive.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right for Lovertich. Hands it off to Bolton. Hit as he crosses a 15, fights ahead to about the 13, picks up about 4 on the play. Host of Colin players on the attack there. Among those making the tackle for Colin on that play, looked like McCullum was in there.
Tyrus Wheat
among those on the tackle. Pickup of about 4 on the play, 2nd and 6 on the Colin 13. Lovertich gives it to Bolton, got a big hole left side, fights inside the 10. He'll take it all the way down to the Colin 5. First down goal to go. Gulf Coast on the Colin 5.
Just good running right there as the running back Bolton just followed his blockers, and he found the hole and he got down inside. They're actually going to mark him down at the 6. They must have said his knee was down around the 6. So 1st and goal at the 6-yard line for the Bulldogs.
Javarius Berry out of Port Gibson making the tackle. A lot of freshmen having to play right now for Colin. First down and goal to go on the 6. Lovertich again gives the ball to Bolton. Fights in the middle of the line, stacked up, but fights ahead. He's inside the 3, down to the 2.
Just hard running again by the running back Bolton, and offensive line just pushing forward. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Looks like we got another injured player.
McCullum making the tackle for Colin, another Colin player down. We have had a rash of injuries tonight.
Yeah, we've been pretty injury-free through the first 4 games. I mean, Condarius Taylor was hurt the first game. He bounced back. But it looks like another defensive player. He's going to be up now. He's up on on his sitting up, and he's going to get up, I believe, on his own power. I believe it's another ankle injury. He's walking off a little slowly. If we can get the number, I believe it's 45. Is that Bedell?
That's Bedell. Yeah, that'd be a big loss here defensively for Colin.
Bedell's a 6'1", 305-pound defensive lineman out of Greenwood High School in Greenwood, Mississippi. And he's walking off with no help, so hopefully he's going to be okay. I think he may have just got kind of banged up a little bit right there, and he's kind of walking off a little gingerly, but he seems like he's going to be okay.
Second down, goal to go on the Colin 2. Lovertich hands it to Bolton, hits the middle of the line, turned back at the 1.
Didn't get it.
Got to the 1, third down, goal to go on the Colin 1.
And if you're Gulf Coast and you don't get it here, is this 4-down territory the way your defense has been playing? And I think it is. But Colin's got to get us another stop right here. They're on the 1-yard line.
John Allen makes the tackle for Colin. Third down, goal to go on the Colin 1. See if Bolton gets a carry again. Bolton does. Bolton stacked up. I don't think he got it, or did he?
He did. They gave it to him. He crossed the goal line just enough of the ball, just like they did the last time. Touchdown.
So Bolton, that's his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. Bolton on a 1-yard TD run on a third down and goal. That comes at the 8:05 mark of the third quarter. That makes it now 30-7 Gulf Coast. And here comes your New York Life Insurance agents, Dwayne Allred, Kelly Allred, extra point off the toe of Caden Davis, who's been perfect tonight along with a field goal. Snap down, placement down, the kick is up, it is straight down the middle, it is good. Extra point attempt adds another point to the board. Timeout of the field, 8:05 left in the third quarter, Gulf Coast 31, Colin 7. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network.
That's Mike Watley, owner of Mike Watley Honda. Mike, what does customer satisfaction mean to you?
Customer satisfaction is huge for us. This means every customer, every time, getting everything they need and nothing they don't. That's my philosophy. So we give you all the information you need to make a good decision. We don't want you to leave unless you're happy.
We are Mike Watley Honda.
In Brookhaven, stop by or visit MikeWatleyHonda.com.
Well, Gulf Coast has just taken the ball on a drive. Started their own 37, so that's going to be about a 63-yard drive for the Bulldogs. Bolton's 1-yard touchdown run, extra point good. And boy, Colin really behind the 8 ball now. 31-7 Gulf Coast. Thigpen at the 6, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Outside of 25, ducks his head, gets to about the 28. First down and 10, Colin on their own 28.
Just a good job right there by kick coverage team for Gulf Coast. Because Thigpen's quick enough. He's got a lot of wiggle to him, but he was unable to find any creases there, and they're going to hem him up around the 28, actually give him the 29-yard line right there.
So first down and 10, Colin on their 29-yard line. Colin trails 31-7. Of course, I've seen some comebacks, but Colin's got to get something going quickly on offense and try to get this ball in motion.
And you know what Gulf Coast did that last series? They ran a lot of time off the clock. We're down under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, so time is a big issue now moving forward. Big gainer here.
Allen across the 30, takes it out across the 35 to the 36. He'll pick up about 6 or 7 on the play. Brings up a third down. We'll call it 3
actually,
at the Colin 36.
Jernigan's back
That's
in the game. Give him about 7 yards. He gets to the 36. So Colin, big play there on first down. It kind of opens up your options here on 2nd and 3.
Double outs left and right for the Wolves. Clark with Jernigan to his left. He'll take it again. Fakes it to Jernigan. Quick out to Heath. Heath trying to get a block out outside out of bounds about the 40. He will have enough for the first down. First down and 10 on the completed pass to Heath. Run out of bounds at the Colin 40.
Good job right there by Malik Heath and Danny Clark. Kind of a little pitch and catch, just enough for the first down. As Colin picks up their first down of the second half, but the clock continues to tick, and down 24 points, you're going to have to move the ball and score some touchdowns quick.
At the 41 is where they put the ball out of bounds. First and 10, Colin from their own 41. Ball on the near hash. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Clark wants to throw. Here comes pressure. Quick out, caught and up a little bit too hot there for Heath. Heath up around midfield. The pass a little bit too high. Heath goes up for it, had his hands on it, but couldn't quite pull it down. Incomplete. Heath made a beautiful one-handed grab earlier in the ball game for a big gainer.
Yeah, he's got the lead in the team with 5 receptions. He had 4 at halftime. He picked up his 5th on this drive on the first down conversion just a couple plays ago.
2nd down and 10 at the Colin 41. Put Jernigan in motion. Quick out to Jernigan, trying to turn the corner. 40, 45, lowers his head across the 45, out to about the 47. Picks up 6 in the play, brings up a 3rd and 4.
Yep, good job right there. Another little swing pass, and it's going to get another manageable down and distance here for the Wolves here from the 47-yard line. Got to get across midfield to get the first down. So 3rd and 4 as Colin looking to pick up the back-to-back first downs on this drive.
Ball on the far hash over toward the visitor side. 3 receivers to the left, the wide side of the field to the left. 1 receiver to the short side of the field. Clark with 8 seconds left on the play clock puts Jernigan off to his right. Play clock at 5. Here comes a snap. Here comes a blitz. Clark in trouble. Clark's going to be hit. He's going to be dropped all the way back at the 40 for about a 7-yard loss.
And it seemed like they sent about 8 guys right there as they were coming at Denny at all different angles. And it's going to bring up a punting situation for Colin. The offensive line just wasn't able to protect him right there. And Colin's going to be in a punting situation for the second punt of this first half.
So
second half.
Bryce Lofton will come on to kick it away. Did have a 44-yarder in the first half. It looks like it'll be Hester going back to receive this punt from Colin. Clock rolling, and the clock is not the friend of Colin right now. 5:27 left in the third quarter, 31-7 Gulf Coast. Hester will stand back at his 19. Kick on the way from Lofton is going to be a short kick, but it will take a Colin roll, picked up by one of the Gulf Coast. The ball's on the ground. Big fight for the football. Let's see if Colin's got it. Looks like Colin's got it at the Gulf Coast 35.
Let's see what they call the Colin players. That referee has
the referee says, "Yep, Colin's got it." Big break for Colin.
It looked like Lofton had that punt tipped on the defense. Looked like they tipped the ball and it didn't go very far. And one of the up men tried to pick up the ball and run it, and he bobbled it. And Colin is going to have the best field position in the ball game here at the 35-yard line.
So Colin takes advantage. We'll try to take advantage.
Let's see if we can get the number of the young man who recovered the fumble right there. Good job there. That's Colin.
So Colin gets the ball back. Clark hands it off to Allen. Allen bounces inside, comes back outside, got about 4 yards, down to about the 31, picks up a 4, brings up a 2nd and 6.
Good job right there by Allen following his blockers, but that line closes up quick when you're running the ball. He's going to pick up about 3.5. So 2nd and about 6.5, 7 here for the Wolves. Need to get something here off this turnover.
Actually only give him 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 from the 32. Clark. Here comes the pressure. Fires it out here off the hand of the intended receiver down around the 26-yard line.
And they were blitzing again right there, sending a lot of people coming after Clark, and didn't have time to even think right there as they sent about 7 guys coming at him. It's hard to block that many guys when you only have 5 offensive linemen.
So it brings up a 3rd down and about 7 to go on the Gulf Coast 32. Obviously Colin in 4-down territory, trailing 31-7 with 4:27 left in the third quarter. Ball on the far hash, double outs left and right for Colin. Clark has Allen in the backfield with him.
Looks like there's timeout on the field right here.
Play clock had gotten down to 6, I think.
Let's see the timeout.
Nobody's credited with a timeout yet. Irregardless, we do have a timeout, so we'll take a break.
Illegal substitution on the defense.
Legal substitution on the defense.
3rd down.
So a timeout has been called. We'll take a break at the action. 4:27 left in the third quarter, 31-7 Gulf Coast. 30 seconds down the line, and Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network. Third down, 2. There goes Howland right up the middle, takes it all the way down to the Gulf Coast 12. That's the biggest run of the evening on the ground for Colin.
Good job right there by Drexel Allen. Is that the play before we went to the break, there was no timeout. It was a legal substitution by Gulf Coast. It gave Colin 5 yards, and it was 3rd and 2, and Drexel Allen picks up about 15 or 18 yards right there.
Now we will have another timeout. So Gulf Coast would like a timeout now. 3:50 left in the third quarter, 31-7. Gulf Coast on top. Colin will have it first down at 10 on the Gulf Coast 12 when we come back. Let's take 30, and Colin Wolves football continues after this on the Colin Network.
It was a typical morning. I woke up not feeling well. I knew something strange was going on. I drove myself to work, and after I got to work, I knew that I needed to go see my family physician. Dr. Hankins recommended I go straight to Copiah County Medical Center. After I arrived at the emergency room, the doctors and nurses began their course of treatment immediately.
When your world changes in an instant, it's good to know there's a beacon of hope in Copiah County and surrounding areas.
I'm alive and well today thanks to Copiah County Medical Center.
Got a big upset in the brewing right here tonight. Holmes has taken a 33-21 lead in the fourth quarter against Northwest. Number 3 Northwest.
So Northwest, the team that beat Colin 19-15 last week, struggling with Holmes here tonight. Colin looking to put their first offensive touchdown on the board here this evening. Clark will take it. Clark fade route to the end zone. It's going to be caught for the touchdown in the back left corner.
Dawson Brown with the touchdown, his first touchdown catch of the season. Great play right there coming out of the timeout, and Colin has cut this game now to 31-13.
So 12-yard touchdown pass to Dawson Brown puts Colin on the offensive side once again, 31-13 right now. That comes at the 3:43 mark of the third quarter.
Here's a replay right here as Danny Clark drops back, and he saw the guy. Just a great job there. Threw it where only the receiver could catch it, because Gulf Coast has some big defensive backs.
Here comes our New York Life Insurance agents, Dwayne Allred, Kelly Allred. Extra point attempt from Bryce Lofton. It's up, and the kick is good.
Much better on the extra points tonight by Lofton.
So timeout of the field. 3:43 left in the third quarter. Is Gulf Coast 31, Colin 14. Let's take another 30 seconds down the line. 30 seconds. Colin Wolves football. We'll continue after this on the Colin Network.
You're more than a patient at KDMC. You're family. Worthy of kindness, compassion, and respect. King's Daughters Medical Center, caring for our community like no one
Colin
else
takes
can.
advantage of a fumble punt by Gulf Coast. Get the ball at the Gulf Coast 35. Big run by Drexel Allen sets up Colin at the 12, and the 12-yard touchdown pass to Dawson Brown. Extra point by Lofton, good, and Colin chips into that Gulf Coast lead, 31-14 Gulf Coast. Kickoff taken at the 4, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Out to the 25, 30, across the 35. It'll be put down across the way at about the 37. First down at 10, Gulf Coast.
We got a flag on the field, too. Got a flag on the field. I want to see what this is going to be. It's around the 35-yard line, right where the end of the play happened.
Might be a block in the back or something like that. Let's wait and see.
There's always something on kickoffs. Maybe a holding.
Holding. Number 21 on the return team.
He is indeed holding.
10 yards
He's going to put the ball back on the 27 following the penalty.
So after a good return by Gulf Coast, it's going to back them up a little bit. Colin needs a big stand right here. We need a stand to try to cut this to a 10-point game going into the fourth quarter if we could do so. Still time left, but we got to get some stops on defense. We were able to get those stops in the first half, but that drive by Gulf Coast to start this quarter, that was huge for them.
Burned a lot of clock off the time here. 3:33 left in the third, 31-14 Colin down to Gulf Coast. Lovertich looks like he's got Owen back in the backfield with him. Wells, rather. Handoff to Wells, hit, breaks one tackle, fights ahead for 4 or 5 yards. Looked like we had him stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he just kept fighting and turning away. Actually, that'll be Anderson. Anderson, the carry, picks up close to 5 yards in the play.
It's like Chris Rios with the tackle right there for Colin as a 5-yard gain for Anderson. I mean, it's a nice luxury to have 4 running backs that can carry the ball for you at any time and pick up 4 or 5 yards a pop.
So 2nd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Lovertich just takes it. Again, the same play. Left side, big hole, left side, 40, 45, midfield into Colin territory.
And we got a flag on the play behind the line, right around where the ball was, and they're holding up the guys on the chain gang.
It could be a holding call, a break for Colin. That was a big run down to the Colin 48.
Let's see what the call is. The officials are talking. The flag is on the field at the 35-yard line, which is, about 3 yards past where the ball was.
If that's the case, I would put it back at about the 25 on a holding call.
And one of the offensive linemen from Gulf Coast, I've never seen that. He picked up the flag and moved it up about 3 or 4 yards. It was thrown at the 35, and let's see what.
Here comes the call.
Holding on the offense, number 72.
72 on the offense, Quincy McGee.
Personal foul on the offense, another 15.
So 2 calls, a personal foul and a holding call. That's 25 yards and penalties on Gulf Coast.
And that's going to back them way up here. So it's going to be 2nd down and 2nd down to Hazelhurst.
That should put the ball back around the 15-yard line. They've got to get back up to about the 38. So the ball goes back to about, let's see, no.
That's the hold right there. Now they got to do
that'll be a half the distance
foul.
to the 10.
So they got to get all the way to the 38 for a 1st down. They're going to put it right around the 11-yard line. So about, 27 yards to get?
2nd down from the 11, got to get all the way out to the 37. About 27, about 26 yards to go.
So let's see if the Colin defense can get a stop right here. Got them pinned back, 2nd and long. Gulf Coast, you trying to make a big play, or you just play conservative right here and trust your defense?
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7 on the defense for taunting. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
And we just
gave it right back to them, didn't we?
Number 7 for us got an unsportsmanlike conduct after the penalty, taunting, and they get an automatic 1st down up to the 26-yard line. Wow.
15-yard penalty.
Wow.
So 2 penalties against Gulf Coast. We had them pinned all the way back at the 11.
2nd and 26.
Now it's 1st down and 10.
My goodness. Sometimes our guys just hurt. They play so well on defense, but they tend to shoot themselves in the foot.
So
you just can't have that.
Instead of 2nd and 26, 1st down and 10, and the handoff inside, not much there. Gain of about
maybe a yard.
Nothing. I don't think they're getting no gain of the play.
And just think if that was 2nd down and 26, they ran that play. It'd be 3rd and long now, and we'd be thinking getting the ball back. But now they're going to run some more time off the clock. They'll probably get the ball. If they don't get a 1st down, they can milk the clock down to under a minute.
So 2nd down and 10 on the Gulf Coast 26. Can a handoff up the middle?
No, it's going to be a pass.
Pass is incomplete.
Lovertich
down the middle.
Lovertich with a good fake right there, and he rolled to his left, and he was under heavy pressure, and he just threw that one away. So 3rd down and 10.
Colin did have the Bulldogs pinned back after 2 penalties back in the 11. Then Colin called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Gives the Bulldogs a 1st and 10 of the 26. No gain on the first play. Incomplete pass on the second play. Now 3rd down and 10. Lovertich. The runner off to his left.
Timeout, Colin.
So Colin's got to burn a timeout here. 1:51 left in the 3rd quarter. Gulf Coast 31, Colin 14. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Colin Wolves football will continue after this on the Colin Network.
Offering big bank sophistication with small town values, Priority One Bank is a safe haven in an increasingly impersonal banking world. We're the one you need. We're the one you know. Priority One Bank. What's your priority?
Make sure you stop by and get a snack and beverage to show your support for these groups.
1:51 left in the third quarter. 31-14, Colin down to Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast has it third down and 10 at their own 26.
Colin needs to get a big stop right here. Try to get the ball back here before the end of the third quarter to try to kind of cut away from this 17-point deficit we have.
Lovertich, a runner off to his left. Double outs left and right. Put a man in motion. From right to left, Lovertich to throw. Fires it out here. It's going to be caught for a loss. In fact, I don't think he even caught the head. Did catch the ball.
Yep, that was number
caught
14,
it for a loss.
Bracey, young man who got hit hard in the first half. I'm kind of surprised he came back. And speaking about on the sidelines, I see it looks like Kendarius Taylor's on crutches there on the sidelines. More than likely, I think he re-injured his ankle. He had a high ankle sprain, first game of the year, tried to come back, and that's a hard injury to come back from.
So 4th down, 13. Davis on to punt it away. Looks like Natron Brooks standing back at his about 38.
Don't want to get a penalty right here by hitting the punter.
Kick is not good, straight up in the air. It'll hit out of bounds at the Gulf Coast 42, so a poor punt will set up Colin at the Gulf Coast 42-yard line.
Good job right there by the defense, and we do our job. We're going to have outstanding field position. And just think, 1:07 to go. If we're able to score one right here pretty quick, the fourth quarter, anything can happen. You just got to keep chipping away. And our defense, minus a couple plays here and there, we played a good game. Even though the 31 points don't indicate how well our defense. I bet they may have a little over 200 yards total offense, but not a ton. Let's see if Danny Clark can get us in the end zone again here.
Jernigan, the running back to his left side. Clark will take it, hands it to Jernigan. Jernigan comes up the middle, fights across a 40, stacked up and pushed back. He'll get to about the 37, pick up about 4 yards in the play.
Good hard running right there on first down. It's going to make second down and manageable. Here's the clock continuing to tick, under 1 minute to go in this third quarter. And this may be the last play of the third quarter, depending on if it's an incomplete pass or not.
Second down and 5, the ball put down on the Gulf Coast 38. Double outs left and right. Clark again gives it to Jernigan. Hit in the backfield. Breaks a tackle. Stays on his feet. Pulls a man forward. He's got a first down. Takes it down to the 31. Pure effort by Jernigan. He got hit in the backfield. Broke the tackle. Got hit again as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Able to carry that tackler along with him all the way down to the 31 for the first down.
I believe that may be the last play of this quarter unless we run one right here. Clark actually is going to run it.
Clark to throw, looking, fires it out left side, and his receiver fell down.
Yep, that was Antoine Robinson, who has not caught a pass tonight, fell down. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Wolves.
6.5 seconds left in the third quarter. 34 to 14. Check that, 31-14, Colin down to Gulf Coast. Colin trying to take advantage of a short punt that went out of bounds at the Gulf Coast 42. Double outs left and right for Clark. Jernigan stays in at the running back. Clark takes it, hands it off to Jernigan. Jernigan up the middle, fights ahead, still on his feet, takes it inside the 20 to the 18.
Looks like he's got another first down here. That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Your score at the end of 3, Colin trails Gulf Coast by the score of 31-14.
Let's take 60 seconds down the line into the third quarter. 31-14, Colin down to Gulf Coast. 60 seconds down the line, and Colin Wolves football continues after this on the Colin Network.
You're more than a patient at KDMC. You're family, worthy of kindness, compassion, and respect. King's Daughters Medical Center, caring for our community like no one else can.
Fourth quarter getting underway. Cole-Lynn trailing 31-14. Cole-Lynn threatening, though. First down and 10. The ball at the Gulf Coast 20. After another big run by Jernigan. Clark to throw. Comes right side. Caught at the 15. Inside the 15. Down to about the 11-yard line. Out of bounds. Actually the 12. Well, the mark the play dead.
Well, they'll get down to the 11. Looks like they got a little forward progress. That's Eric Rogers here. So second down and 1 for Cole-Lynn as we enter the fourth quarter in the red zone. Cole-Lynn needs to get a touchdown right here as we're trailing by 17 points with just 14:39 to go in the ball game.
Out come the Wolves. Double outs left and right. Ball at the 11-yard line on a second down and 1. Clark to throw. Fires it across the left side. Caught inside the 5, down to the 3. First down and goal to go, Cole-Lynn.
Leak Heath, and he's banged up pretty good.
Heath got popped hard after he caught the ball.
I think
already Kendarius Taylor out.
He looks like his ankle as well.
And that, boy, our receiving core is being decimated here this evening as Heath will want to hop off the football field.
I mean, I don't want to accuse anybody, but it seems like they've been hitting our guys kind of low tonight with as many ankle injuries as we seem like we've had all with offensive players. As you look at the replay, the guy comes over and he looks like he may have tried to tackle him, but he kind of twists a little bit on that one leg that he had to bring Heath down. So it's going to be first and goal now at the 2-yard line. Look at the replay. He did get hit pretty high, though. The got hit to the shoulder, so there was no penalty for targeting. They waved it off. Got a little wildcat here.
First down, goal to go. Fighting into the end zone. There's a touchdown. Cole-Lynn.
I believe that was the big fullback right there for Cole-Lynn, or one of the big backs. It may have been Dennis Andrews, 37. I may be wrong. I'll see the replay who got that one.
That was a big pile in the middle. Let's see if we can pick up 24. That would be for Cole-Lynn.
LaKenna Thompson.
So Thompson out of the Wildcat will take it in for the touchdown.
So Cole-Lynn has now cut this one to a 31-20 ball game with the extra point upcoming.
Here comes their New York Life Insurance Agents extra point attempt. 2-point conversion almost was good as Clark flings one toward the end zone.
High snap right there. He just wasn't able to get it down. And that's been something that's been our Achilles heel all year. I bragged on the first 2 extra points. The snap was just a little high right there. And now it's going to be 31-21. You still got to get 2 scores regardless.
31-20. Your New York Life Insurance Agents, Dwayne Allred, Kelly Allred. Extra point attempt is no good. Break in the action. 14-15 left in the ball game. Gulf Coast 31, Cole-Lynn 20. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Cole-Lynn Wolves football continues after this on the Cole-Lynn Network.
That receives the kickoff for Gulf Coast. C.J. Williams and Jalen Boyson. Also back on.
Kickoff from Lofton will sail down the field, taking it to 4, out to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the sideline, to the 25-30, 35-40, knocked out of bounds hard at around the 40-yard line. On the return for Gulf Coast, that was going to be Sheriff. Out to about the 40-yard line. Pretty good return, though, by Gulf Coast. First down at 10.
It's like a hold right there they got away with, and a big hit on the sidelines.
Check that, the Bracey on the return.
Well, they called a late hit, but I thought it was a clearing hit. That's the second one they've got right there where they've gotten some benefits. So Cole-Lynn has made some costly penalties, but I thought that one was pretty close right there.
So late hit will put the ball up around midfield or perhaps even into Cole-Lynn territory.
It's hard to see if you stepped out or not. You couldn't really see. Right, it was right on the sideline, so it was borderline right there, but it's going to give them 15 yards, and they're going to cross midfield all the way to the 45. So Colin's defense has got to step up to the occasion right here if you're going to try to get a stop, try to force a turnover or force a punt.
1st and 10 on the Colin 45. Lovertich, runner to his left. Got to hand it off left side. Big hole down to the 40, 35, all the way down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line on the carry for the Bulldogs is Omni Wells.
If they score right here, it's just going to be deflating. As Colin's right in the ball game, but they got to force a stop. A field goal is not going to be the worst in the world, but you can't give up a touchdown here with 13:50 to go in the ball game, trailing by 11 points.
1st down and 10 on the Colin 29. Wells sets up in the pistol set behind Lovertich. Little reverse action. In trouble in the backfield trying to turn the corner.
And we got a hold, too.
Colin's got to put this play out of bounds for a loss. Back at the 33, it'll be about a 4-yard loss, but a flag also down, so that could be.
I think block the back 15 yards. I'd take that right there.
That should put the ball back up near the 45 if Colin elects to take the penalty. The play would have gone out of bounds about the 33, would have brought up a 2nd and 13.
We're going to take the penalty. It's going to mark them back close to midfield.
That'll be from the spot of the final. Put it back to the 40.
Well, that wasn't as far back as I thought. I thought it was 15 yards for blocking the back. I guess it's just 10.
So 1st down at the 40, 1st down at 20 for Gulf Coast on the Colin 40. Lovertich with Wells to his right. Double outs left and right. Again to give to Wells. Wells gang tackled after about 2 yards in the play. Got to the Colin 38. Host of Colin players on that tackle. Among those in the vicinity of the play, that included Lamar Gray and others.
It's going to bring up 2nd and about 18 for Gulf Coast. And they haven't passed much this second half, so you got to be careful for a little play-action pass here. Lovertich is very efficient. He's not one of the guys that's going to wow you with his size, but he's one. He played at Jackson Prep, and I don't think they lost a single game while he was in high school. You know, they had that stretch for about, 4 or 5 seasons in a row where they didn't even lose a game.
The Lovertich with Wells to his right, 3 receivers to his right, near side of the field on the near hash. Give to Wells, comes left, comes back down the left sideline, got room across the 30. He'll take it down to the 26.
And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 as he picked up about 13 yards right there.
Good blocking by the left side of that Gulf Coast line. Got a little hole there for Wells. That's all he needed. Takes it all the way down to the 26. Be 3rd down and about 6 to go for the Bulldogs.
It's a big play right here for Colin if they can get a stop and force them to a field goal attempt. 11:57 to go in the ball game if you're listening to us on the radio.
Wells to the right side of Lovertich, 31-20. Gulf Coast on top, 11:49 left. Lovertich wants to throw. Throws it out left side. This ball is going to be incomplete.
Good defense right there by Hayden Hill from his linebacker spot. He dropped it in the flats right there and was able to dislodge the ball away. He was trying to he would have had the 1st down if they would have caught it. But good job right there by the linebacker, Hill, a freshman out of Northwest Rankin High School. And it looks like they're going for it right here. Kind of on the edge of field goal range.
Longest of the year, I believe, 39 for Davis. And this will be around about a 42-yard attempt.
They're going for it all the way right here. The offense on the field for Gulf Coast.
4th down and 6. Big play right here. Trips to the right side. Lone receiver to the left side. That's the near side of the field. Levertich to throw. Dropping back. Throws it across the middle. Incomplete down around the 15.
He caught it.
Did he catch it?
Number 9 caught it.
He did catch it.
Keys. 6'4", 187-pound receiver out of Taylorsville, and he's going to pick up a 1st down at the 16-yard line, or 17-yard line. They needed 6, and he got 8.
First, it kind of looked like he might have been incomplete, but he kind of stretched out there and snagged that ball. 1st down and 10 for Gulf Coast on the Colin 17.
Big 4th down conversion for the Bulldogs right there as Colin had them pinned back. And Lovertich, like I said, he's efficient. He's not going to wow you. He's not going to do anything really big. He's not going to run, but he's going to make passes, and he's going to be complete. He's very accurate.
Man in motion right to left. Give to Wells. Wells trying to pick his way through. Got a little hole. Fights it across the 15. He'll take it down to near the 10.
Looks like Chris Rios with a tackle right there.
Well, Colin's receiving core really hurt this evening. Taylor out. Trent Tyre out. Malik Heath also was shaken up some.
And we hadn't called Antoine Robinson's name the whole game. He has not called a pass tonight.
And he was averaging 103 yards a game receiving coming into this ball game tonight. And Wells stays in at the running back, lining up in the pistol right in behind Lovertich. 2 receivers to the right side. Second down at about 2 after the 8-yard pickup. Wells again got it up the middle. First down goal to go to the 5-yard line. First and goal in the Colin 5.
That fourth down conversion was just a backbreaker right there for Gulf Coast. If they get a touchdown right here, it's going to be very difficult for Colin with the time remaining to score 3 times. But you still got to hope for a stop right here. Try to have a goal line stand. If you're Gulf Coast, you're probably going for it. You got 4 downs to get 5 yards, and you trust your big offensive line to push forward and get those yards. Because the Colin defense is bound to be tired tonight. It looks like Malik Heath's moving around on the sidelines, kind of testing that ankle out, but he seems to be good to go.
First down and goal to go for Lovertich and the Bulldogs. Looks like Bolton has come in as a running back. Give to Bolton, tucks his head, fights ahead inside the 5. He'll take it down to about the 3 before he's pushed back. A host of players in there for Colin, making the initial hit there for the Wolves is going to be William Holmes.
And he's not going to get much. They're going to mark it right at the 4-yard line, so he's not going to get much forward progress right there.
It's about a yard carry. Actually, Wells stays in.
Omni Wells in there. They're going to milk some clock right here. Clock's now ticking to around 9 minutes to go in the ball game, and Gulf Coast is in no hurry whatsoever right here.
Game action, WMJU, Butte, Meadville, Brookhaven, Macomb. Watch it at ColinAthletics.com. Wells in the pistol right behind Lovertich. He's going to let that play clock wind on down. Again, give to Wells, hits the middle, stacked up again, pikes ahead, breaks a tackle, goes in for the touchdown.
And that right there, that may give Gulf Coast what they need to hold on to this victory, but Colin has bounced back, and we'll see what our offense can do with the 8:40 remaining in the ball game.
That comes at the 8:40 mark left in the contest, makes it 37-20. And here comes your New York Life Insurance agents, Dwayne Allred, Kelly Allred, extra point off the toe of Davis, Caden Davis. He's been perfect so far tonight with a field goal. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:40 left in the ball game. Gulf Coast 38, Colin 20. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Colin Wolves football continues after this on the Colin Network.
It's the time of year we all give thanks. And at Toyota of Brookhaven, we want to thank our customers for voting us Business of the Year in the 2018 Reader's Choice Best of the Best Awards. For the 3rd year in a row, we were honored to win more categories than any business in our area. You voted us Business of the Year, Best New Car Dealership, Best Pre-Owned Dealership, Best Service Department, and many more. So come see what makes us the best and visit us on site, Exit 40 in Brookhaven, or online at ToyotaBrookhaven.com. Great service, great savings. At Toyota of Brookhaven, we deliver.
8:40 left in the ball game. It's 38-20. Gulf Coast on top. Kylie got some scores.
Got some final scores. Hines has defeated Pearl River 51-9. Fourth quarter, Holmes leads Northwest in a shootout 47-35. Northeast has taken the lead and kept the lead against Itawamba 14-6 in the fourth quarter. East Mississippi leading East Central 17-0. And Jones up 34-6 in the fourth quarter against Southwest.
Well, Colin down 38-20, has to score 3 times in order to maybe pull this game out. Looks like Thigpen and Brooks back deep for Colin.
And you think back about this game after it's over, you got to think about the slow start for Colin. Second week in a row, we have a slow start to start the game.
High kick will come over toward Thigpen. He'll take it at the 8, comes to the 15, out to the 20. Follows his blockers across the 20, got it back out to about the 30, 31-yard line. First down at 10, Colin. They'll put the ball down on the Colin 31.
8:33 to go in the ball game, and Colin, if you're Colin, you're thinking you got to get a score right here. Got to get a score, a quick stop, and go from there, because it's going to take 3 scores to win this ball game, trailing by 18 points.
So Clark will come out. Looks like Jernigan stays in at the running back to his left. Trips to the left side. Heath still not back in the lineup. Antoine Robinson has been thrown to a couple of times but does not have any catches this evening. He's a leading receiver on this ball club. Clark will hand it off to Jernigan. Jernigan to heavy traffic will get nothing. In fact, he's going to lose yardage back to about the 27. A loss of a couple on the play. Second down and 12 for Colin.
Like Trey Lawson, the big 6'6", 250-pound defensive end, was able to kind of stop that play from getting anything and lose a yard.
Call it 2nd and 11, put the ball back at the 28. Colin at home again next week, another tough opponent, East Central.
East Central currently losing 17-0 in the fourth quarter against a very potent East Mississippi offense.
Clark, low snap, here comes the pressure. Clark throws it out, right side, caught in the middle of the field, caught for a first down up at the 40-yard line.
Malik Heath picks up 11.
Back in. Heath picks up 11 of the play, first down to 10. And he is a little bit gimpy. You can kind of tell he's still going to come off the field favoring that right ankle. But a big first down for Colin, 1st and 10 at the 40.
Malik's got 7 catches for 92 yards on the ball game tonight, leading the Wolves in receiving.
Clark again with receivers left and right, the ball in the middle of the football field. Clark will take it. Going to hand it off to Jernigan. Got a little hole. 45. Runs over a man out to the 45, out to the 47. Making the tackle there for the Bulldogs on that play is going to be, for them, it looks like it'll be Jackie Matthews.
Looks like actually at running back for Colin, that was number 24,
You're right,
Kenneth
you're right.
Thompson.
Thompson in there.
Young man that scored the touchdown the previous. He's 6 foot 270 running the ball.
So Thompson will stay in the lineup with Clark. Trips to the left side, single out to the right side. And the give to Thompson. Thompson picks his way across the midfield stripe, 45 to the 40, grabbed by the jersey, drives ahead, fights another blocker, a tackler off, takes it all the way inside the 30. He's down to the 32. First down, 10, Colin for Thompson.
Good hard running right there. And this young man, he's getting an opportunity tonight, and he's going to make the most of it as he scored the touchdown last possession, and he picked up a big gainer right there. Let's see, he picked up about 25 yards. As they got him around the 40, he just kept moving. They called him out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
So first down, 10, Colin on the Gulf Coast 27, following the big run by Thompson.
So you got to score here if you're Colin. Time's down to about 6:20 to go in the ball game.
Allen now in the backfield. Clark has to hurry his throw, but it's caught at the 13. Dropped out of bounds. They're going to call it no catch.
I thought he had the ball.
I did too. I thought he had it for plenty of time for possession. They call it no catch, dropped it out of bounds, incomplete.
I see it now. He was bobbling it, and the right play on the field, but it should have been a catch if he would have reeled it in, but good job by the defensive back right there. So 2nd and 10 upcoming with 6:12 as the clock stopped for Colin on the 27-yard line, trailing 38-20.
6:12 left in the ball game. Clark with Allen to his right. Clark to throw. Here comes pressure. Throws it toward the end zone. Going to be a jump ball in the end zone. It's going to be incomplete.
Flag on the play, though. Flag on the play. It may be pass interference. They went to Antoine Robinson right there.
And it looked like the defender did have a hand in his face, kind of face guarding him.
Let's see the replay right here.
Passes to the end zone. We can't really see that, pick up that play.
Yeah, he came over. He got over to the man a little bit too soon, and that's going to give Colin a first down.
So pass interference is called on the Gulf Coast Bulldogs. Colin will get a first down on the play. That'll put the ball down on the Gulf Coast 12-yard line. 38-20, Colin down by 18 with 6:04 left in the ball game.
If you're Colin here, you got to score quick because the time is your enemy, down by 18 points.
Thompson back in the backfield with Clark. Thompson gets the carry. Thompson hit, stacked up at the 11 and pushed back by a host of Bulldog players. He gets it to the 11, got about a yard or so in the play.
So we have another injured player for Colin around the 8-yard line, one of the offensive linemen. See if we can get the number on the guy down.
Colin has had a number of players out this evening. 5:52 left in the ball game, 38-20.
I believe that's number 54, DeMarcus Gordon, who's being attended to on the field.
Colin back at home next week against East Central. Key District ball game, 6:30 kickoff. Then we'll go to Hines the following week. Then a homecoming will be October 19th against Jones Bobcats. Jones beating Southwest tonight.
34-6 in the fourth quarter. Looks like it may have been his ankle as well as he's walking off kind of gingerly. Big 6'4", 300-pound offensive lineman out of Tunica, Mississippi.
So second down, and we'll call it 9 to go for Colin on the Gulf Coast 11. Time obviously not the friend of Cole-Lynn in this point of the ball game. 5:52 left, and you need 3 scores.
And Cole-Lynn only has 2 timeouts remaining as well, as we had to burn one in the third quarter. The clock starts right here at 5:52 to go. Or does it?
Thompson stays in the lineup. Pass left side to the back corner of the end zone. It is going to be incomplete in the back left corner of the end zone.
Win again for Antoine Robinson, who had a one-on-one right there against the defensive back number 21, Myron Stewart, with good coverage. Stewart out of Port Gibson, Mississippi. There, step for step.
So third down and 9 to go from the Gulf Coast 11. Field goal really does you no good right here.
Yeah, you got to get a touchdown right here. So this is 4-down territory.
Trips to the left side, single out to the right side for the Wolves. Allen back into the running back. Clark throws it almost picked off.
Another ball that was tipped right there.
Tipped it around the 6, almost picked off back at the 2.
So 4th down and 9 upcoming. Cole-Lynn's going to keep the offense on the field. Got to get down to the 3-yard line for a first down.
So 4th down and 9 to go for Cole-Lynn. Allen, the running back, to the right side of Clark. Ball's on the near hash, the home side hash. Trips to the left side. Cole-Lynn moving toward the north end zone. Clark takes a pit. The snap throw to the end zone. Tipped away at the end zone. Incomplete pass, and the Gulf Coast will take over, and all they have to do is get a couple of first downs here, and they can pretty well run this game clock right on out of here.
Is intended for Malik Heath right there. Good coverage by the Gulf Coast secondary. Gulf Coast has got a very good secondary. They got a lot of big, tall, long kids. You think about some DBs, usually 5'10", 5'11". They got a lot of 6'2", 6'1", 6'3". You know, only the smallest guy in their secondary is a free safety at 5'10". Everyone else is 6 foot or taller.
The ball goes on now over on downs as Cole-Lynn unable to convert there. So Gulf Coast will take it first down and 10 on their own 11. Obviously, Gulf Coast right now would like to just keep the ball on the ground and run a couple of first downs here and get out of here with a win over the Wolves tonight.
Looks like House is in the backfield for Gulf Coast.
He'll get the carry, picks his way right side. No.
Pre-snap penalty. It looks like a false start for Gulf
False
Coast.
start, so it's going to put it back to about the 6.
False start. 73 offense.
On the Bulldogs.
5-yard
He'll put
penalty.
the ball back in the
First
6.
down.
First down and 15 for Gulf Coast. 5:35 left in the ball game. 38-20 Gulf Coast on top. And Kyle, if we can't come back, that really puts a lot of pressure on the Wolves next week.
It sure does. I mean, you can't go 1-2. You're gonna have to kind of fight back and have a little bit of luck. So we're gonna have to win every single game from this point forward.
House with a carry. House stacked up after about a yard or so.
But here's the good thing. I think Gulf Coast is the best team in the South.
Certainly, from what I've seen here, yeah, obviously.
And things may, if we have some success, it may come down to the Jones game, because Jones is another very talented team in the South as well.
Hayden Hill makes the tackle for Cole-Lynn. Gain of a couple of the play. They'll bring up a second down, about 13 to go. The ball spotted down on the Cole-Lynn 8. Lovertich going to let that play clock roll under 5 before he calls for the snap. Got to give off the right side. House will crack the right side. Stacked up, no gain.
Cole-Lynn defensive line able to get a big stop right there. Looks like Demetrius Swilly. Jalen Ware coming in also.
So third down and about 12 to go from the Cole-Lynn 8. Actually, third down, 13. Got to get it out to around the 21 for first down. Clock is not the friend of Cole-Lynn. Continues to roll at 4:20 left, 38-20 Gulf Coast.
Lovertich is going to let this one go under 10 seconds as well.
I'll run it down under his quick snap to House again. House found a little seam. He's across the 15 to the 20, 25-30, 35-40, 45 midfield, actually close to midfield. Put him down out of bounds at the 43.
Another big third down conversion right there for Gulf Coast. It seems like they've been able to make the big plays when they needed to tonight on third downs. Actually, the fourth down conversion this past series. And that's going to allow them to take about another minute and a half off the clock again here.
So a big run by a House on a third down and long. He bust one up to the to the Gulf Coast 43 for a first down.
This is another one of those, like I mentioned earlier, if we would have had a little better start, it would have been a different ball game.
Of course, the 3 turnovers in the first half hurt a lot too. Double out to the left side. I don't think you're going to see Lovertich passing here. Again, gives it off to a House. House gets to the 45, out to about the 46, picks up about 3 on the play.
Hayden Hill with another tackle. Hill's been all over the field tonight. He's got an extended amount of play at linebacker tonight, and he's made he had 6 tackles at half. He's probably close enough towards 10.
So second down and about 8 to go. Ball put down on the Gulf Coast 40, about close to the 46. Clock, though, rolls at 2:56 left, 38-20 Gulf Coast. Pistol set with House behind Lovertich. House again gets the call. Right side, cuts it back in up to midfield, picks up about 4 on the play.
He's going to be bottled up. They're going to stop forward progress, and Colen's going to call a timeout here on 3rd and about 4.
Ball to the 49 in Gulf Coast territory, breaking the action. Clock is down at 2:37 left in the ball game. Gulf Coast 38, Colen 20. Let's take 30 seconds down the line. Colen Wolves football continues after this on the Colen Network.
I can say I've done a lot of things in my life. I've flown with the Eagles, rode with the Cowboys, I've barreled through the barriers. One thing I can't say though is that I did it alone. People ask me what makes a legend. I always say it's about being a part of something bigger. It's never just me. It's always one for all. Whatever comes your way, do it together.
2:37 left in the ball game. It's 3rd down and about 3 to go for Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast for the first down here, Kyle, pretty well can milk this game pretty well all the way down under a minute or so.
Yep, if you're Colen, you got to get a stop here, and you got to try to score as fast as you can. Some stats for tonight: Danny Clark's 14 of 36 for 156 yards, a touchdown. Leading rusher Drexlin Allen had 8 carries for 48 yards, and Malik Heath has 7 catches for 92 yards on the ball game.
House again, he's got the first down, a little bit more as he takes it across the Colen 45 down to the Colen 44.
And that may be just enough for them to kind of not be able to run it completely out. Colen still has 1 timeout remaining, but 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go. They can click off a lot of time off the clock here.
They could take it down to about 30 seconds. If they don't get a first down, they could take it down to almost 30 seconds left.
But Colen does have that 1 timeout, so they're going to probably call it if they get to a 3rd down situation.
Well, a slow start again for the Wolves tonight. Again, interception for a touchdown, a fumble deep in Gulf Coast territory when it looked like the Wolves might be on a scoring drive. House stays in, stacked up, push back, no gain of the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 at the Colen 45. Jalen Bedell in there for 1, among others, looks like, for Colen. Colen will take the timeout. 1:55 left in the ball game. Gulf Coast 38 and Colen 20. Let's take another 30 seconds down the line. Colen Wolves football continues after this on the Colen Network.
Do you have a Bank of Franklin student account? No minimum opening balance and no service charge. Online banking and an app are available to check your balances. Take 2 points of ID and your Colen ID to Bank of Franklin in Brookhaven and get started today. Bank of Franklin, real people, real answers, real community bank. Bank of Franklin back to back. Let them back.
Well, the Colen band in the background. The clock is stuck at 1:55 on the timeout by Colen. Gulf Coast will have it second down at about 10.5 to go on the Colin 45.
We've got a big upset tonight. Holmes has upset the number 3 team in the country, Northwest Mississippi, by the score of 47-42. I just had a friend text me that the first 4 games of the season, Holmes was throwing 4 passes a game. They completed 7 passes tonight and 3 for touchdowns.
Amazing with that triple option offense they run. Lovertich will just hand the ball off again to House. House picks his way, found a little running room off that right side. Takes it down to about the 40, picked up about 5 or 6 yards in the play. Flag comes in at the end of the play.
That's going to be unsportsmanlike maybe, or maybe a hold. I'm not sure where the flag was thrown.
Flag was thrown from the back behind the Colin defense.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on number 20 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Had to do it right there.
Yep, automatic first down. That'll give Gulf Coast a first down in a minute 45. With a 40-second play clock, they can just pretty well milk this game time-wise down to 0.
They just going to have to run it up the middle 2 times and then probably kneel it at the end. Or they could kneel it probably. Well, let's
Colin
see.
has no timeouts. So Gulf Coast can, as you said, really want to just kneel it right here. Kneel 3 times will take 120 seconds off the clock. That's about all they need. That's 2 minutes, roughly.
So let's see.
Well, play clock's at 25 as they reset it. So they got to start here at 25 seconds. All they can do here.
They can steal.
Then they can take their 3 kneels. They're going to let this clock run down under 5 before they even bother snapping it.
The officials went on the field.
Please reset the clock to 1:45. 1:45 on my wine.
Put it 3 seconds back to 14:50. Colin might like to have that with a different type score, but 1:45 left in the ball game as they put the 3 seconds back on the clock. Lovertich will bring his club up, and I don't think you're going to see anything fancy from the Bulldogs here. Either a handoff to House or a kneel by Lovertich. Might get a couple of runs here, then I think we're going to see Lovertich kneel. Play clock's at 1. He'll take it, hands it off to House. House scoots around the right side of the 20. He'll take it inside the 20 down to the 13. First down and 10. Gulf Coast out of bounds. That stops the clock with 1:14 left in the ball game down to the Colin 13.
They can definitely kneel it 3 times right now because that was the first down. So I'm not sure if they're going to try to rub it in right here and score a late touchdown or if they're just going to kneel it and take it home. But if they do score here, there may be a little jawing back and forth. But if you're Colin's defense, you got to stop them right here if they try to run the play.
House will stay in the lineup as a pistol set back in behind. Well, he's not now. He's going to go to the pistol set in behind Lovertich. Lovertich once again gives it to House. House hits the right side, stacked up, pushed back after a short gain, got it to about the 12. That'll bring up a second down, about 8 to go here for the Bulldogs. On the Colin 12, 1 minute left. They need to snap it twice.
Well, really,
and that will do
really
it.
just snap it once right here, and it's academic. When it gets under 40 seconds. You can get the clock down under 40, then snap it, kneel it, the ball game.
Game clock is now rolling down to 42 seconds. Game clock, play clock at 15, under 40. Let's see if they're going to run a play here or kneel. They can kneel at one time, and that'll be the ball game. It's going to let the play clock go under 3, 2, takes it at 1. Gives it to House. House goes right side. Hit. Fights ahead at about the 8-yard line. Put him down around put him out, not the 9. That should do it. Clock at 17. Colin cannot stop it. Colin will fall to 1-1 in the conference. Fall to 3-2 overall. Gulf Coast remains undefeated. They go 5-0 on the year and 2-0 in the conference. With a final score, Gulf Coast 38 and Colin 20. Well, let's take a 2-minute break. 2 minutes. We'll come back and recap this ball game for you. And we'll select our King's Daughters Sports Medicine and Orthopedics Pine Clinic player of the game for you as well. That's all coming up after this on the Colin Network.
Your time is precious. And sometimes, seconds matter the most.
When did you last feel normal?
When a stroke strikes,
Looks like a stroke. Better call St. Dominic's.
rapid access to highly specialized care
Can you put your arms out in front of your body for me?
is critical to a good outcome.
Looks like we need to start you on a clot-busting medication right
St.
away.
Dominic's and Copiah County Medical Center. Partners in stroke care. When every second counts, count on St. Dominic's and Copiah County Medical Center.
It's always good to do banking with people you know and trust, people who are interested in you and willing to get involved in helping you. Hey, this is Shannon Aker with Bank of Brookhaven, and that's the story of our bank, local people who operate the only remaining home-owned bank with the interest of this community at heart. Let us be your bank. At Bank of Brookhaven, it's all about you. Bank of Brookhaven, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
That's Mike Watley, owner of Mike Watley Honda. Mike, what does customer satisfaction mean to you?
Customer satisfaction is huge for us. This means every customer, every time, getting everything they need and nothing they don't. That's my philosophy. So we give you all the information you need to make a good decision. We don't want you to leave unless you're happy.
We are Mike Watley Honda.
In Brookhaven, stop by or visit MikeWatleyHonda.com.
Host here at Stone Stadium this evening on Veterans Appreciation Night by a final of 38-20. It was a 24-7 game at halftime. Colin had the opening kickoff, couldn't do anything. Then the Gulf Coast, really one of the key things, I think, at first play, first drive, they just burned about 5 minutes off the clock or more, able to score on a 1-yard touchdown by Bolton that made it 31-7 with 8:05 actually left in the third quarter. They really were able to burn some clock there in the third quarter. Colin comes back, unable to do anything. Gulf Coast, after a punt fumble, Colin punts it and Gulf Coast fumbles it. Colin recovers on the Gulf Coast 35. That drive capped off with a 12-yard touchdown pass from Clark to Brown. Extra point by Lofton, good. 3:43 left in the third quarter, 31-14 Gulf Coast. Then in the fourth quarter, the Gulf Coast Bulldogs put together about a 58-yard drive capped off by a 2-yard touchdown run by Thompson. That makes it, with the extra point good, at 14:15 left in the ball game, 38-20, and that's about how we stood there as Colin not able to really do much after that. Thompson scoring for Colin after Colin got the good field position with 14-15, making it 31-20. Then Gulf Coast comes right back on Wells, 4-yard touchdown after about a 55-yard drive. 8:40 left in the ball game is where the actually was 8:40 left in the ball game where Gulf Coast comes back to take that 38-20 lead. Got some final stats there, Kyle?
We do. Final score: Colin loses the game. Gulf Coast wins 38-20. First downs: Gulf Coast had 28. Colin had 16. Passing yards: Colin had the edge on that, 156-149. Danny Clark was 14-36. Not the most efficient, but made some good plays with his arm. Lovertich was 15-24. Rushing's where Gulf Coast had the advantage. They had 186 rushing yards, a lot in the second half, and Colin only had 106. Total offense: Colin had 262 yards. Gulf Coast had 335. Colin, Danny Clark was 14-36, had a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Rushing for Colin, Drexlin Allen had 8 carries for 48 yards. J.J. Jernigan had 8 for 34, and LaKenna Thompson had 4 for 37 and 1 touchdown. Leading receiver for Colin was Malik Keith. He had 7 catches for 92 yards, including the big one-handed catch for 48 yards. Eric Rogers had 3 catches for 34. J.J. Jernigan had 1 for 6. Drexlin Allen had 1 for 7, and Dawson Brown had 2 for 17 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, Colin was led by Hayden Hill. I knew he was close to double digits. He had 12 tackles on the ball game tonight. Others in tackles, Tyrus Weed had 7, including 2 tackles for loss. He had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. You had also Jalen Ware, who had a 51-yard interception return for a touchdown. Chris Rice had 6 tackles, and then you had also Lamar Gray had 6 tackles as well. Natrone Brooks had 5, and also you had Tavarian McCullum with 4 and Jalen Ware with 4. So that kind of rounds out the Colin defense. Just a kind of tough luck start again, back-to-back against top 5 teams. It's hard to do every week and kind of come back. We were down 24-0, and after that it was a 20-14 type of game after that. But you can't really dig yourself that hole every time.
And the one name we did not mention, he did play but did not make a catch tonight. Antoine Robinson first was coming into the ball game, leading the MAJC in yards per game, catching at 103 yards, receiving yards per ball game. Did not get a catch tonight.
They shut him out. I mean, he drew a pass interference call in the end zone, but he wasn't able to reel in any catches tonight. It just wasn't his night. Sometimes it's your week, sometimes it didn't. And hats off to the Gulf Coast defense, who were able to kind of shut him down and keep him without any catches.
Going back, first half, the 3 big turnovers, 1 return and a pass interception for a touchdown, 1 pass interception near midfield. Big turnover, we had it down around the 20 with a fumble. They recover on their own 20. So look at a couple of scoring opportunities. Colin lost there on turnovers. That pass interception came back 75 yards on a touchdown. So Colin, first half struggles, just could not get anything going in the second half. When it got to crunch time, Gulf Coast running game able to control the clock and run it out here as they leave Stone Stadium with a 38-20 win tonight. Let's select our King's Daughter Sports Medicine Orthopedic and Spine Clinic player of the game. We've kind of conferred on that, and it's got to go to Malik Heath. He had 92 yards receiving, including that incredible one-hand grab.
His potential's through the roof. He just has to put everything together, and if he gets everything together one night, we could see one of those big 200-yard receiving games. He's the guy that has all the potential. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's just got to put all those things together, and he's capable of doing big things. He's got pro potential.
Well, of course, next week, East Central struggling somewhat against East Mississippi.
They lost the final score, and that one was 24-0.
24-0. Now East Central 2-0 in the district, and they're coming into Stone Stadium next week. And again, the one thing I think the Wolves got to understand: this season's not over. You've got everything else from here on out. South Division games. Got to shake this one off, come back and get ready to play a good game. A winnable game against a good East Central team, but it's going to take some effort. Turnovers, got to eliminate those, and those just costly penalties.
And we definitely have to get on the scoreboard first. We can't fall behind 2 or 3 touchdowns and expect to come back every week. I mean, it's just not going to work out that way.
Last week we got down 16-0 and lost 19-15. Tonight we got down 24-0. And just never could get the wheels back on the wagon, as it were, as we lose it here tonight, 38-20. Well, Colin will fall to 3-2 on the year. Gulf Coast goes to 5-0 in the South Division. Gulf Coast goes 2-0. They're tied at the top of the heap with East Central. East Central 2-0. Colin 1-1. Jones beating Southwest, so they're 1-1. And then got Hines with a win out of district tonight. No, Hines beat Pearl River tonight. So
yes, Gulf Coast is the only undefeated team in the state as of right now.
So Hines with 1 loss in the district and 3 losses for both Southwest and Pearl River in the district. But Colin getting a little run here. Still has got a really good shot at making the playoffs. Got to bounce back from this game here tonight. Well, that's it from Stone Stadium and Veterans Appreciation Night as Gulf Coast comes into Stone Stadium and leaves here with a 38-20 win over the Colin Wolves tonight. I will see you back here next Thursday evening, 6:30 kickoff, airtime at 6:10 on WMJU, Butte, Meadville, Brookhaven, Macomb, online, magic1043.com. And, of course, you can watch it with the graphics and the great camera work here from the technology and electronics department at colinathletics.com. Well, that's it from Stone Stadium. Once again, your final score, Gulf Coast 38 and Colin 20. Along with Kyle Britt, this is Ken Hollingsworth. We bid you a good evening along the Colin Network. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow night then.